the discussions and ruckus stopped. Although many people guessed that Emo already had the Heaven Glory pill recipe, no one dared to say it. This was the Pill King tournament after all. They had to ask after the tournament even if they questioned things. Or wait till the final round. If that Luo Xiaoma had no real capabilities, it would show up on the final round's 12 Pill King steps. There was only 100 contestants left on the stage now. Shen Guanqing stood up and announced, "Next, we shall have the second round of our tournament. Everyone concoct the pill they've dissected. The focus of this round will be on spirit herb refinement and fire control. Every step of your spirit herb refinement and concoction will be recorded and sent to the panel of judges. There is no time limit for the second round, and you may use your own cauldron." Emo couldn't help but to sigh. The cultivation level of South Peace State wasn't just a bit higher. In the North Far State Pill Concoction Tournament, everyone had to use a cauldron supplied by the examiner to see what they did, but here, the Pill City just arranged a surveillance formation for everyone. They could use their own cauldron. When all sorts of spirit herbs were sent to Emo couldn't help but to exclaim the wealth of the Pill City. There were about 100 people and they gave out all these herbs without a frown. When he signed up for the Pill King tournament, they didn't even take a single spirit stone sign-up fee. One could see this tournament was really held for Pill Master. This time, Emo didn't watch other Pill Masters. He knew that there was no time limit this time, but the time wouldn't be long. Many Pill Master didn't know how to concoct the pill. They only could refine the spirit herb. Emo looked at the 11 spirit herbs. Other than the level 6 Dihua Beast Core, the rest were top-grade spirit herbs. If he knew this, he should have written level 7 Dihua Beast Core. This Pill City really had everything and could take out Dihua Beast Core at any time. Many cultivators took out their cauldron and fire ready to refine spirit herb. Emo didn't waste time too. After he checked the spirit herbs were fine, he let out his Shinnon cauldron and was about to release his purple flower fire. But before he did this, he immediately changed his mind. If he used purple flower fire, slightly smarter people would realize that he cheated the first round. It was much hard to dissect a pill than concoct it. He didn't use rare flame in the first round but used rare flame now. Didn't that mean he already knew the answer? Thinking about this, Emo was shocked. Although he dissected the components of the Heaven Glory and that granted him countless glory, if people knew that he cheated here, he wasn't sure how much of that glory would be left. Usually he wouldn't care, but now, the more famous he was, the safer he was. He knew that after this tournament, everything about him would be exposed, maybe even the days he stayed at the South Peace City. Thus, Emo only used his soul flare. Could be said that 90% of the people here were watching Emo, so as soon as Emo released the soul flare, everyone was shocked. Emo shone so brightly in the first round and perfectly dissected the Heaven Glory pill. Yet when he concocted his pill, he didn't even have an earth or heaven flame. Those judges who looked favorably to Emo shook their heads. Compared to Zhou Qian and the other top 50 contestants, Luo Xiaoma's flame was unbearable to watch. But Yu Qichao looked at Emo's Shinnon cauldron and said, "His cauldron isn't simple. It seems very strange but similar to an ordinary cauldron. Lu Qianbei, you have so many flames. Just give one to this Luo Xiaoma later. His soul flare is a bit too." Ji Ling said. He had a good impression of this Luo Xiaoma. If he had a rare flame, he would have given one to this level 7 spirit pill master. Lu Wu who smiled. "This lil kid already owes me. He can keep dreaming about me giving him a flame now. But I can tell he's cunning. Things won't be that simple." Ning Qingxue saw Emo use soul flare and felt even more bitter. In this 100 people, only her husband used soul flare. She had decided to help Emo find a good flame. Only one person understood what Emo did, and that was Jing Yingli. Jing Yingli murmured, "You did this to yourself." She knew that Emo had many rare flames and took the tournament very seriously as he wanted to become famous. That way, there was no way he would use soul flare. The only explanation was that he already knew the Heaven Glory pill recipe. He should have used a rare flame the first round, not a soul flare. She couldn't remind Emo about this, but when she saw Emo hesitate a little, she breathed easy. Luckily, Emo realized the seriousness of the issue and continued to use soul flare. But this way, the pill he concocted would be a grade lower. Even though Emo used soul flare, countless people still watched him. They all want to see how a level 7 spirit pill master would concoct a level 9 spirit pill. If Emo couldn't concoct it, his results of the first round would be doubted. As a level 5 pill king, of course Emo wouldn't be afraid not being able to concoct level 9 spirit pill even if he used soul flare. When the judges saw Emo just casually throw the 11 herbs in the cauldron without order, they almost jumped up. Was this guy an idiot? What sort of pill master was he? The procedure of refining herbs were very important. It usually went from hard to easy and thrown in the cauldron with strict sequence. The impurities also has to be removed in strict order. Otherwise, one mistake and the pill might explode. If it wasn't that Yemo's performance was so outstanding the first round, the judges wouldn't even want to look at him anymore. Shun Guanqing exhaled and looked at Yu Qichao saying, "Brother Yu, I'm really beginning to wonder if he knew the Heaven Glory pill already. His pill concoction is... If this kid is really a bludge, then he's the luckiest bludge." Lu Wuhu smiled and didn't mind Yemo's pill concoction method. Even those who didn't know pill concoction felt that Yemo's pill concoction didn't seem too right. But Yemo had his hardship. Everyone was watching him now as he used the soul flare the first round. He had to put on a casual act and concoct the Heaven Glory pill to remove suspicion. Although Yemo's pill concoction system was different to others and he didn't care about the order of refining herbs, he usually threw in 4 or 5 at a time. This time it was a bit hard for him to throw in 11 at once. Luckily, his spirit sense was very powerful. Even though it was 11 spirit herb, he completely controlled it in his cauldron, and they were refined one by one while the impurities were expelled out. Although soul flare was supposed to be slower than other flames, Yemo's speed wasn't slower than anyone. Shin Guanqing gasped again. This Luo Xiaoma is most genius pill master I've ever seen. The judges knew what he meant. Throwing in the spirit herbs without order was no ordinary pill concoction means. It was even very hard or impossible for them to do this. Yet this Luo Xiaoma did it. He refined the spirit herbs perfectly and was as fast as other pill master. He was using a soul flare, everyone else used rare flames. What was a prodigy this was. When all the spirit herbs in the cauldron were refined, Emo expelled the waste and let out a sigh of relief. He knew he was showing off, but this was dangerous. Any mistake and all his previous work would have been for nothing. Those pill master with less spirit herbs had stopped because they could only refine. They didn't even know the components of the pill. It was a joke to think of concocting it. 15 minutes later, there were only about 10 people on the square still working. With a few cracking sounds, even level 5 pill king Su Banchong and level 4 pill king Ji Yaoting failed. Almost all the pill master watched Yemo and Zhou Qian now. It was just those two still putting on a show. Especially Zhou Qian, his pill concoction means attracted many people to watch. He dissected the pill very smoothly before, and now his pill concoction method was also very smooth. It made people feel like it was an art performance as he struck pill chants inside the cauldron. Such good means, he's at least a level 4 pill king, Shin Guanqing said. The pill kings there could also tell that Zhou Qian was definitely not a level 9 spirit pill master but a real high-level pill king. A sense of pill aroma came and all the judges concentrated and looked at Zhou Qian. The pill aroma came from him. Although the judge's authority would drop if Zhou Qian eventually concocted the Heaven Glory pill as he was only placed as second in the first round, they all still hoped Zhou Qian could concoct the Heaven Glory pill. What if the pill only had 10 ingredients? Yemo smiled and continued to concoct his Heaven Glory pill. Only he knew that the Heaven Glory pill had no aroma after adding the Dihua Beast core. The pill with aroma was not Heaven Glory pill. Crack. Another crisp sound and Zhou Qian put away his fire in disappointment. The judges also moved their eyes away from him. He failed. Almost all the judges looked at Yemo now. Yemo pulled with his hand and 6 pills came out of his Shin Nong cauldron. Immediately they fell into the jade bottle prepared for the tournament. According to his experience, if a level 7 beast core was used, there would be 12 pills. Since he used a level 6 beast core, in order to ensure the potency, he only concocted 6 pills. He succeeded? He really succeeded? As soon as Yemo pulled out the pills, a few judges got up. There was fire in their eyes. If they weren't judges now, they would have charged up to Yemo and robbed the pill bottle. 100 people concocted pills and only one succeeded. To top it off, there were 6 pills as well. Xinguanqing and a level 4 pill king were very annoyed with themselves because they were attracted by Zhou Qian's pill aroma and didn't watch Yimo's pill concoction method and pill pulling method. Luckily, there was a recording, but a recording wasn't nearly as satisfying as watching it live. All the audience also saw clearly that the second round had ended and only one pill master had concocted pills. That was the pill master who recreated the Heaven Glory pill recipe. He was the only one who concocted a pill, so it was obvious who had one. The scene was very silent. Many people expected this as only Yimo had the recipe. The only abnormal thing was that the only pill master who concocted a pill was the lowest level pill master and used the lowest level flame. Zhou Qian looked at Yimo in shock. He had always thought he was the prodigy of pill concoction and he never even thought that anyone would be able to take away number 1 from him, but now someone recreated the pill recipe and concocted the pill with just soul flare. He had already lost more than half here. All the results appeared on the judges' table, and the Heaven Glory pill bottle also appeared in Yu Qichao's hand. Yu Qichao opened the bottle, tipping out 6 identically shaped pills, and exclaimed, "He used soul flare to concoct the Heaven Glory pill for the first time, and there are 4 top grade and 2 special grade pills. I believe even a level 4 pill king wouldn't be able to do this. Wow! This kid really is a pill master," Lu Wuhu said in shock. Yu Qichao shook his head. "No, he's not a pill master. If I'm not wrong, he's at least a level 4 pill king. But why did he sign up using a spirit pill master's name?" Lu Wuhu smiled awkwardly. "That kid's sign-up opportunity was given by me. He came to Pill City to sign up for the tournament but didn't have the right to sign up. So I helped him get the identity of a level 7 spirit pill master." What Lu Wuhu didn't expect was that Yu Qichao walked up to him and bowed. "Thank you, Lu Qianbei. If it wasn't for your help, how could I know that there was such a genius in the Pill City that's blocked outside?" Then he turned to Xin Guanqing and said, "Martial Brother Guanqing, we need to change the rules of the Pill City. No matter what tournament it is, there will still be Spirit Pill Master and Pill King verification available. We can't let similar things happen again." Luo Xiaoma was lucky to see Lu Qianbei. "But what about next time?" "Yes, Martial Brother Yu," Xin Guanqing quickly replied. The Pill King Changshun suddenly said, "City Lord Yu, I've never heard of this Luo Xiaoma. He seems to have appeared out of nowhere and he's so talented. He doesn't seem old and yet he's a high-level Pill King, I think." Yu Qichao nodded. "I know, after the first round I've sent people to investigate his origin. There should be results soon." At this moment, a messenger flying sword appeared in Yu Qichao's hand. Yu Qichao looked at and then looked at Yimo before sitting back down. Yu Qichao said, "I just got the message from Dao friend Xu Qiliang and Wang Han guarding the teleportation formation. The North Far State cultivator that invited Yimo has been in South Peace State for nearly 2 years, and they sent an image of him. Yimo is here, why didn't this kid come find me? Why have no big sex taken in such a genius?" Ji Ling asked. Ji Ling saw everyone look at him, so he said awkwardly, "Haha. This Yimo isn't old, but he's also a formation great master. I went to North Far State to find him a few times, but he was very busy, and I didn't get to see him even once. So I left a jade card for him." "He's a formation great master too?" Everyone was shocked by this news. Just becoming a Pill King took countless time and effort. This Yimo not only had a unique take on pill concoction, but was also a formation great master. Yu Qichao smiled bitterly and took out the image. "If you know that Luo Xiaoma is actually Yimo, I suppose you guys wouldn't know what to say." The judges were all speechless. Prodigy was fine, but please be more realistic. In North Far State, he was called Yimo and created the Spirit Weaving Pill. In South Peace State, he was called Luo Xiaoma and also dissected the Heaven Glory Pill. Every judge here was extremely talented, but they were defeated by this strange being called Yimo. Why did he change his name? Ji Ling asked. Didn't Yimo come here to be famous? Why did he change his name if he was already famous? He probably offended someone in South Peace State. Xu Qiliang and Wang Han also said that when Yimo saw them, he didn't change his name. He probably changed his name later. But no matter who he offended, since he's at the Pill City, No one can touch him, Yu Qichao said with a cold tone. Yu Qichao waved his hand and said, let's find someone to test the pills first and decide the top 50. Xin Guanqing nodded and walked out of the judges' stage. He looked at Yemo and then announced, the tournament hasn't ended, but a lot of genius pill masters and pill kings have surged up. The pill master who successfully decoded the Heaven Glory pill, Luo Xiaoma, also perfectly concocted a cauldron of Heaven Glory pills. Now we invite any golden core state cultivator to come up and test the authenticity of the pill. With this, countless golden core state wanted to charge up and try, but he quickly chose a golden core state level 6 cultivator and told the rest to leave. He chose one at level 6 because if the pill could let golden core state middle stage reach tertiary stage, then there was nothing to doubt about the pill. Fang Zhongshe looked at Ning Qingxue and Huang Qian, who seemed overjoyed and wanted to ask about it. But his master suddenly got up. He told him that they had to get back to their sect. Judging by his master's complexion, it wasn't a small matter. So Fang Zhongshe got up helplessly and left with his master. As soon as Fang Zhongshe left with his master, Ning Qingshue's master Zhang Haiyin's face sunk. She stared coldly at Ning Qingxue. Qingxue, I didn't say anything as they were here, but do you know how rude your actions were? Is the ethereal immortal pond such a rude sect? Because Yemo succeeded, Ning Qingxue bowed to her master and said, Master, I have a husband, yet you still want to say those words? How dare you? Zhen Haiyin slammed the table. From now on, if you dare to mention you have a husband, I will take away your power. Our ethereal immortal pond doesn't lack prodigy sect members. Plus, you don't even count as a prodigy. You will agree to Fang Zhongshe no matter what. Ning Qingxue was dazed. Her master had been very strict to her, but never this unreasonable. Fang Zhongshe was a prodigy, but the ethereal immortal pond was also an 8-star sect. Was it necessary to suck up to them like this? They didn't even care about the happiness of their sect member? What is it? The other few elders of ethereal immortal pond noticed and asked unhappily. Ning Qingxue had calmed down and bowed to her master and the elders. I am someone with a husband. Even if you kill me now, I won't go to the Lightning Cloud sect. After the Pill King tournament, I will leave ethereal immortal pond with my husband. Humph. The elders sneered and Ning Qingxue suddenly stopped talking. Blood seeped out of her mouth. Her internal organs were injured due to the sneers. Huang Qian quickly held Ning Qingxue and looked at the elders and master in worry. Just when Ning Qingshue's master was going to do something, the sect leader said coldly, We're at the Pill City Pill King tournament. If there's anything, say it back at the sect. Yes. Zhang Haiyin and the elder bowed. The vice sect leader glanced at Ning Qingxue and suddenly said, The sect provided you guys with the best cultivation resources and protection. When the sect needs you, I hope you don't reject. Plus, young Master Fang is an excellent person. Let's not talk about this now. There's no rush. Huang Qian breathed easy. This meant that Sister Qingxue was fine. She wanted to tell the sect leader and the elder that Luo Xiaoma was Ning Qingshue's husband, but she didn't dare to after seeing their bleak faces. Fang Zhongshe and his master quickly went back to their sect and saw a few elders and one disaster transformation state peak stage grand elder with extremely bleak faces. What happened? Fang Zhongshe subconsciously asked. We've found the killer of Aofing, but we can't do anything to him yet. A cauldron-filling state elder said. Fang Zhongshe immediately said, Since we've found him, how come we can't do anything? Is he a 9-star sect core disciple? Even if he is, he has to pay with his life for killing our core disciple. The elders had a bleak face and didn't speak. Fang Zhongshe was even more confused. No matter who killed Tian Aofing in the South Peace State, he had to pay with his life, even if his dad was a truth realization state cultivator. The killer of Aofing is quite possibly Luo Xiaoma. If he really is, then with City Lord Yu Qichao's character, we can't touch him for sure. A hollow spirit state cultivator answered. What? Fang Zhongshe and his master Lei Luo almost called out at the same time. The hollow spirit state explained. Aofing's master elder Tian has gotten news that Luo Xiaoma's real name is Yemo. He comes from the North Far State. Hearing this, Fang Zhongshe's face went pale. He realized that Ning Qingxue wasn't trying to talk him down before. When he thought about how Ning Qingxue was so excited watching the tournament and even clenched her hand until it bled, he fully realized that Luo Xiaoma was Yemo, the man she was talking about. Thinking that Yemo was this powerful and talented, Fang Zhongshe even forgot about Tian Aofing being killed. The elders saw Fang Zhongshe's pale face and thought he felt sad for Tian Aofing and comforted him. Fang Zhongshe realized his demeanor was too abnormal and quickly asked, "How did we find out that Luo Xiaoma killed martial brother Tian Aofing?" The hollow spirit state continued. The time that Yemo came from North Far State matched when Tian Aofing was killed. He came from Mo High City, so he had to go past the Heartless Sea to get to South Peace City. He probably took a ship, as we didn't find records of him taking the teleportation formation. When he got to Mo High, he went out with 3 Golden Core State tertiary stage cultivators. He was Golden Core State at the time as well, but after he went out, there was no news of the 3 cultivators. They might have been killed by Yemo. He's that strong? Fang Zhongshe subconsciously asked. This level was on par with him. Another elder sneered. If he wasn't that strong, he wouldn't be able to kill Aofing. The hollow spirit state cultivator nodded. When he boarded the ship, his name was Mo Ing. He first came to the South Peace State and didn't know about our sect. Thus he killed Tian Aofing. The hollow spirit state cultivator then glanced at Yemo before continuing. When he went to South Peace State, he went to Yudao Magic Artifact Shop and bought an armor and a spirit artifact, Stealth Sand. He also awarded a female cultivator a lot of spirit stones. Then he went to the Trial Tablet Square. But even with his power, he didn't even leave a name. That night, when we were searching for the culprit in the South Peace City, he fled, probably because of the Stealth Sand. Even if Yemo was here, he would greatly admire this person's analysis. He wasn't 100% correct, but 90%. But Yemo's fame is established, and it's not easy to kill him. Lei Luo frowned. A gray-robed elder got up and cursed. No matter who he is, even if he's the city lord of Pill City, I will kill him for killing Aofing. He was Tian Aofing's master, Tian Ji. A middle-aged cultivator got up and said, "Martial brother Tian, that Yemo killed our core disciple. He needs to pay with his life, but as martial brother Lei said, his fame is established. It's not easy to kill him, and the Pill City isn't something our sect can take on now. He can't stay in Pill City forever. There will be a time when he leaves. We have people investigating his whereabouts. As soon as he leaves, we will have an opportunity to kill him." This was the vice sect leader Jiang Jianu. Even Tianji had to hold his anger now. After a while, a messenger flying sword landed in the middle-aged man's hand. He opened it and sneered. "That Yemo is dead for sure." The middle-aged man sneered. "He's planning to set up his own city." He changed the dual river city of Hanliang Empire to Mou City. He's focusing on building it now. He will probably go back to it after the tournament. We just need to wait there or on the path to it. Hanliang Empire? The empire that gave the Lan Rock fire to Green Pill sect? An elder asked. The middle-aged man nodded. That's right, because of that the Green Pill sect gave 2 spots to the Truthfall Palace to them. Yemo took one, but I was there when Truthfall Palace opened. He didn't seem to be there. I understand. The elder suddenly realized and said, Infinity Sect's Yuan Guanan also disappeared in there. He was probably killed, and this Yemo is hiding from that as well. He quite possibly is the culprit. This guy's balls are real big. I've never seen a cultivator this brave. Infinity Sect, great, great, Tianji said, clearly very happy about Yemo offending the Infinity Sect too. That Golden Core State Level 6 cultivator who ate the Heaven Glory pill suddenly had Spirit Chi form a small whirlpool around him as his power grew rapidly. Soon, the cultivator howled and got up. It was clear he had reached Golden Core State Level 7 judging from his power and cultivation essence wave. Great pill, the Golden Core State said happily. Shin Guanqing nodded and walked up to the cultivator saying, You just ate the Heaven Glory pill and broke through. Tell everyone about your experience. Yes, City Lord Guanqing. The Golden Core State bowed and said to the rest of the cultivators, It's the first time I, Yen Ping, have seen such a magical pill. I've never ate the Chao Huan pill. but I'm sure its value is no lesser than that. I'm sure that the Heaven Glory pill has no side effects and has unique effects for strengthening spirit sense. It would take about 8 to 10 years with my talent to reach Golden Core State Tertiary stage, but now I just need 1 or 2 months to stabilize my power level. It's indeed a great pill. A pill that could reduce 10 years of cultivation and have no side effects. The crowd erupted. Xin Guanqing told that Golden Core State to go down and got up on the stage saying, "Everyone calm down. The effect of the pill has been proved. I don't need to explain further. Everyone has seen it with their own eyes. Now, I will announce the top 50 contestants. Solo Cultivator Level 7 Spirit Pill Master Luo Xiaoma, full marks for the second round as well, 200 points, rank 1. Luo Xiaoma, Luo Xiaoma. Countless cultivators viewed Luo Xiaoma as their idol and motivation to press forward. Female cultivators called out Luo Xiaoma like crazy. If they had a pill master dual cultivation partner like this, they wouldn't need to worry about cultivation at all. There were a lot of prodigy cultivators in South Peace State, but there were more ordinary cultivators. As a solo cultivator who used soul flare to concoct pills, Emo gave great inspiration to ordinary cultivators. Countless sects and cultivators were thinking about how to contact Emo after the tournament. They wanted Emo to be their sect's guest elder. Emo breathed slowly. He knew that he only succeeded about halfway now. As long as he didn't fail the third round, even if the Lightning Cloud sect and the Infinity sect knew he killed Tian Aofing and Yuan Guanan, they wouldn't be able to do anything to him for the moment. He just needed time. With enough time, Emo believed that he could trample over a 9-star sect without relying on the Pill City. Xin Guanqing continued, Solo Cultivator Level 9 Spirit Pill Master Zhou 90 points for second round, total points, 180, rank 2. Pill City Level 5 Pill King Su Banchong, 78 points second round, total points, 155, rank 3. Level 4 Pill King Ji Yaoding, 75 points second round, total points, 149.9 rank 4. But this time, people stopped caring much about the rest of the pill masters. Their attention was focused on Emo. Even though Emo took all the attention, the top 50 pill master were very excited, as being able to get top 50 in this tournament meant not only fame but also fortune. The name Luo Xiaoma had never been heard before, but now he got 2 rounds of full marks. After 2 rounds, he still stood as number 1 with dominating force. He was the center of discussion now, and his life story and past flew between big sects quickly. After the second round, only 50 pill masters and pill kings remained on the stage. After the disqualified people left, Xin Guanqing continued, "We've already decided the top 50 pill masters up until this point. The extra 2 rounds we've added were equally as exciting. Now I hope in the third round, which is the round that people anticipate the most, our Pill Master and Pill King contestants will bring us even more fascination." A heated applause sounded. Emo had never seen the Pill King 12 steps and he really wanted to ask the cultivators next to him, but they weren't allowed to talk now. Luckily, Xin Guanqing explained, "There are many Pill Master and Pill Kings who are participating in this tournament for the first time, so they don't really know the 12 Pill King steps, but you will understand once you see it." Then, Xin Guanqing left and Emo saw Ji Ling with a few cultivators who were at least above body condensation state walk up to where Xin Guanqing stood. Then Ji Ling and those few cultivators kept throwing out formation flags. Emo just realized that there was a formation on the stage and it was at least a level 9 formation, as he wasn't able to see it. The audience seemed very excited as though they had great anticipation for the Pill King 12 steps. Emo also had some anticipation for it. He heard that in the past Pill King tournaments they decided the top 50 in the first round. What was this 12 Pill King steps? Soon Emo knew what it was. As more formation flags were thrown out, the stage exploded and the sound grew louder and louder. Rumble, a huge rock that was 10 meters tall suddenly appeared. It had 12 steps. From step 1 to step 6 it was yellow, then step 7 and above had different colors. There was yellow, red, green, aqua, blue and purple. Each step was very wide. Even if a few hundred pill masters stood on a step at the same time concocting pills, it wouldn't seem crowded. Looking at that, Yemo suddenly thought about the upgrade of Rare Flame. The first level of Rare Flame was yellow, and then the color would change each time it upgraded. From low level to high level, it happened to correspond to the colors. Yemo then subconsciously looked at his level 7 Spirit Pill Master badge. It was yellow. He then looked at others. He found that those below level 4 Pill King were yellow but just had different shades of the color. The level 4 Pill Kings had orange badges and level 5 Pill King Su Banchong had a red badge. Yemo then looked at Shen Guanqing and saw his badge was aqua. It seemed that the difference between those above level 4 and those below it was huge. Shen Guanqing saw the 12 Pill King steps were revealed and said again, "The third round will be on the 12 Pill King steps. There are 12 steps and each contestant only needs to concoct a level 7 Spirit Pill on step 1. Step 2 is level 8 Spirit Pill and so forth. The contestant can choose what pill they would like to concoct. The harder the pill to concoct, the higher the level." Many contestants already knew this rule, but Yemo listened to it very carefully. But it's not that the harder the pill you choose, the higher the rank you can get. Harder pills take longer to concoct. If everyone else went up and you're still at step 1 concocting a level 7 Spirit Pill, you're disqualified. Even if someone concocts a simple level 8 Spirit Pill, they would get higher marks than you choosing the hardest level 7 Spirit Pill to concoct. I need to remind those pill masters who haven't competed before that 12 Pill King steps is also like the trial tablet. At every step, your will and spirit sense will be rigorously tested. Shen Guanqing suddenly raised his voice. So, the 12 steps test your real pill concoction capabilities as well as power, wit, and cultivation level. So you will be kicked off the step if you can't stay on it or can't concoct a pill. This round has begun. I wish every one of you will able to reach the top. Yemo had understood. According to Shen Guanqing's words, if someone wanted to reach step 12, they had to concoct a heaven grade level 9 pill. It seemed that even if you didn't concoct pills, it wasn't easy to stay on the step. This way, it seemed he wouldn't be able to reach the top. Yemo suddenly laughed at himself. He was thinking too far ahead. If he wanted to get to step 8, he would have to successfully concoct heaven grade level 5 pills. At the same time, Yemo knew that although Shen Guanqing said he hoped everyone would reach the top, the truth was no one would be able to. One needed to be at least a heaven grade level 9 pill king, and even that wouldn't guarantee you reaching the top. Plus, even if someone reached the top, would the pill city be able to take out a bunch of level 9 spirit herbs for someone to concoct heaven grade level 9 pills? That was impossible. As soon as Shen Guanqing said start, all the pill master went on the steps. Yemo also walked up on the faint yellow step. As soon as he got on, he felt a strong pressure trying to push him off. Feeling this, Yemo's heart sunk. He wasn't scared of it, but since step 1 had such force, didn't it mean it would just get stronger and stronger? He was only nascent soul state level. If he wanted to resist such force while cultivating, it would be much harder than those hollow spirit state and body condensation state pill kings. This wasn't competing in pill concoction skills, but who had the strongest cultivation essence. In that case, it was impossible for him to get top 10 with his nascent soul state level 5 power. Yemo knew that if he failed, then what awaited him wouldn't be the honor of the first 2 rounds but question and reproach. Because those who knew the Heaven Glory pill recipe could perfectly finish the first 2 rounds, but the third round tested true strength. If he failed in that, there was no way people wouldn't doubt him. Thinking about this, Shen Guanqing said, "Contestants, you can choose any pill name you see from your spot." Many pill masters already knew this rule, and before Shen Guanqing finished, they started choosing a pill to concoct. Yemo didn't choose his spirit pill. He sat on his seat and looked at the tens of level 7 spirit pills. He knew that if he didn't solve the matter of the pressure, then no matter how fast he concocted a level 7 spirit pill, it was useless. He would lose to those with greater cultivation essence later. Instead of solving that problem later, he might as well solve it now on the step with the smallest force. He had to get top 10 or even top 3 or it wouldn't serve him any good. A strange scene appeared. The 49 contestants were concocting pills, but Yemo sat there dazed with locked eyebrows. What's he doing? Jiling couldn't help asking, but he realized all the judges had the same face. After Jiling knew that Yemo was the formation great master he favored, He had a good impression of him as well as high expectations. Many of the audience and sects watching Emo all started discussing. This was just the first step. If he hesitated that much about concocting a level 7 spirit pill, what was the point of competing? Eventually, people started publicly doubting Emo. I say that the reason he got full marks the first and second round is because he already knew the Heaven Glory pill recipe. See, the third round tests your true strength and he can't even concoct a level 7 spirit pill. If I know the Heaven Glory pill recipe beforehand, I can get full marks too. Hee hee. This tournament is getting more and more interesting. Some pill masters already refined their spirit herb and their pill was about to form. But Emo still didn't even choose a pill. Ning Qingxue, who was overjoyed, got up suddenly. She was more worried than anyone. Why didn't Emo move? At least choose the pill and start refining spirit herbs. Sit down, you don't need to watch the tournament. Those people up there wouldn't care about a mere golden core state cultivator like you, Xianxia said. Ning Qingshua's eyes went red and she didn't talk. Huang Qian pulled her down carefully. Don't worry, Martial Sister Qingxue. This is just the beginning. After 1 hour, a few pill kings were about to step on step 2, but Emo still didn't move. Even Xianxia was getting restless. Why didn't Emo move? Even her martial brother, who when Pill King was about to finish step 1. The Lightning Cloud sect elders were watching Emo, and when they saw that Emo couldn't even pass the first step, they were shocked. Tianji snarled. This guy must be extremely lucky to know the Heaven Glory pill recipe beforehand, and thus got full marks in the first 2 rounds. Now he has nothing to show. I'm afraid his marks from before won't count now. Even the heavens are helping me revenge. Tianji got up and said, Sect Leader Jiang, I'm going to the Infinity Sect for a bit. The middle-aged man nodded, knowing that Tianji wanted to tell them that Emo killed Yuan Guanan. It was a very good idea to get them to help as well. Regardless of whether or not Emo killed Yuan Guanan, just a suspicion was enough for a 9-star sect. If he failed the 3rd round, then even if Emo didn't cheat, it would be thought of as cheating. Then even the City Lord of Pill City couldn't protect Emo. Could he protect a cheating contestant? Jingli knew Yemo's real power and could guess why Emo didn't do anything, but she couldn't remind him. If she could, she would say, Truth Fall Palace Stairway. Emo frowned. If the pressure increased based on steps, there was no need for pill concoction competition. They could just let those pill master with higher levels go up. Thinking about this, Emo thought of the Truth Fall Palace Stairway and how he had used Purple Eye Soul Sever to reach level 7. Could this be the same? Emo reached out with his spirit sense and found that before he even used Purple Eye Soul Sever, the pressure decreased greatly. When he took back his cultivation essence, he wasn't pushed off either. Emo realized this was it. If he used cultivation essence to resist the pressure, he wouldn't be able to last until step 3. Cultivators needed to use spirit sense to defend against this pressure. The stronger your power, the more pressure you faced. Emo laughed at himself. He was probably the only cultivator in this round who didn't know this. The Shin Guanqing City Lord already hinted at using spirit sense, but he didn't think of it. Although he used spirit sense to defend against the pressure and there wasn't much interference, there still was some left. Concentration was very important in pill concoction. Emo had 3 birth chant and wasn't afraid of this interference, but it was still better to have no interference. So, Emo tried using Purple Eye Soul Sever and the pressure was severed off. Now, the step seemed like his own pill concoction room. Didn't this mean that those pill masters with spirit sense cultivation methods could sever the pushing force? Emo looked up and was dazed to see that he was the only left on step 1. He looked forward and saw many pill kings had reached step 3. Emo didn't dare to doze off and quickly chose Blue Wind Pill. Before he even released his Soul Flare and Shinnong Cauldron, the ingredients were sent before him. He checked them quickly and began concoction. Seeing that Emo finally began pill concoction, the judges breathed easy. Every time this guy would scare them. The first round when he used Soul Flare, people thought he gave up, but he dissected the pill. This time, he only released his cauldron now and chose the rather hard pill Blue Wind Pill. What other surprise would he give people? Ning Qingxue also relaxed upon seeing that Emo finally began pill concoction. Emo had concocted countless Blue Wind Pills. Even with Soul Flare, He finished a cauldron in less than 15 minutes. Although when he got to step 2, there were already people on step 4, it didn't affect him. He knew that with his purple eye soul sever, he would have a huge advantage over those who had to constantly defend against the pressure. He wasn't the only one on step 2. There were still a few pill masters here. EMO chose Miss Spirit Pill here. It was rather hard to concoct amongst level 8 spirit pills. Before Heaven Glory Pill, Miss Spirit Pill was the best pill for Golden Core State cultivators to break through. The second was Blue Wind Pill. Seeing that EMO used less than 15 minutes, Wu Tan sighed. If he had a rare flame, not something that even ranked high, he would be so much faster. Ji Ling looked at Lu Wu Hu immediately, and Lu Wu Hu sipped some spirit wine before saying, "No need to look at me. I don't have many flames left. I really don't." People were speechless. After the tournament, I will give him a stone skin flame. It's ranked relatively low, but it's better than no flame. I'm sure that this Luo Xiaoma no Yemo is the most genius pill master I've seen. The smooth flow that he concocted level 7 and level 8 spirit pill with soul flare is an enjoyment to watch, Yu Qichao said. But why did he stay at step 1 for that long? He could be on step 4 right now. Ji Ling shook his head and felt pity. Yu Qichao smiled. I don't feel it's a pity. He saved all the time he will be losing in the future by staying at step 1 for that long. I'm just not too sure yet. Shen Guanqing nodded in agreement. EMO didn't stay an extra minute on step 2 either. He was on step 3 now. Although some people had reached step 5, he had caught up with the crowd now. Many pill masters saw EMO stay at step 1, and in such a short time, EMO chased up to step 3. They were all very shocked. Even a level 1 pill king needed 30 minutes to concoct a level 7 spirit pill. Yet EMO was level 7 spirit pill master and used soul flare. But most pill master and audience realized that Luo Xiaoma definitely wasn't a level 7 spirit pill master. On the third step, EMO chose face recovery pill. It was rather hard and of high caliber. This step's pressure was much higher than those 2 levels before. EMO rejoiced that he thought of a way at step 1. Otherwise, he might not last at step 3 now. If he got kicked off here, he would become a joke. No pill master had been swept off yet. When Zhou Qian reached step 3 and saw his number 1 opponent was still on step 1, he was disappointed and shook his head. He also suspected that EMO knew the pill recipe and thus got such a good score in round 1 and 2. But he charged up to step 4 immediately. Without EMO, he would be able to get number 1 easily. Steps 4 and 5 were no trouble for him at all. When he reached step 6, he subconsciously looked back and saw EMO on step 3 ready to get onto step 4. Seeing this, Zhou Qian's heart sunk. This Luo Xiaoma probably had real capabilities. But even so, there was no way he would be able to beat him on the 12 pill king steps. No one knew that he was actually a level 6 pill king, one who was about to reach level 7. As soon as EMO got onto step 4, before he could even use Purple Eye Soul Sever, he was almost pushed off. When EMO severed the pressure with Purple Eye Soul Sever, he sighed. This step was for level 1 pill kings. Those level 1 pill kings with weaker spirit sense would find it very hard to concoct heaven grade level 1 pills here. Even those who could stay here wouldn't choose hard heaven grade level 1 pills. So this 12 pill king steps wasn't completely irrelevant to cultivation level. EMO looked at Huan Pill King and Qin Mushin, who one was prepared to get on step 4, while Qin Mushin was struggling at step 3. Even if she could get to step 4, she wouldn't be able to complete a heaven grade level 1 pill. EMO also realized Zhou Qian's power. This guy was on step 6 now. Even Su Banchong was only at step 5. If he didn't completely beat that guy with heaven glory pill, it seemed really hard he would be able to get number 1 in the tournament. But EMO didn't mind. He didn't use his full power. He had only been concocting pills with soul flare so far. Although EMO didn't really care, Zhou Qian's attitude of saying that he was the only one to get number 1 incited EMO's competitiveness. He chose to concoct the hardest Chao Huan pill at step 4. Then, EMO didn't keep using soul flare, releasing purple flower flame. As soon as he did this, there were countless exclamations of surprise. The judges looked at each other and realized EMO only now showed his real strength. Purple flower flame? Am I seeing this right? This Luo Xiaoma didn't use his full strength the previous 2 rounds. I finally realized what is absurd. This Luo Xiaoma is absurdly powerful. He had a rare flame but only took it out for heaven-grade pills. He was the one who took it. A nascent soul state level 1 cultivator from Infinity Sect clenched his fists. Xianxia, what did he take? A body condensation state cultivator next to him asked. The cultivator clenched his teeth. Master, I told you before that Luo Xiaoma was the cultivator I saw in the herb valley. When the purple flower flame came out and we were fighting over it, it disappeared at the bottom of the lake. I thought the purple frog took it, but now it seems this guy took it. This guy was Dong Xianxia. He was a genius disciple of the Infinity Sect, ranked just below Yuan Guanan. Before he reached nascent soul state, he was Golden Core State Hall of Fame number 4, and he was a lover of Wuxia. So after Yuan Guanan died, he wasn't sad at all. He was instead happy. So the flame from Luo Xiaoma is... Suddenly the master stopped talking and turned around, saluting to another cultivator. So Lightning Cloud Sect's brother Tian is here. How do you have the time to come to our Infinity Sect? Tianji saluted with his fists and said heavily, the cultivator on the 12-Pill King steps isn't called Luo Xiaoma. His real name is Yimo. Yimo? Dong Tianxia's master repeated. Why did he change his name? He. Because he has to fear that your sect would bring him trouble. Tianji sneered. Dong Tianxia's master didn't seem too happy. He said calmly, for a prodigy pill master like Luo Xiaoma, we would love to invite him as a guest. Why would we cause him trouble? It seemed to him that Tianji had nefarious intentions. Tianji said calmly, because your number 1 core disciple Yuan Guanan was killed by him. He used the name Ning Xiaoma and killed Yuan Guanan in the Truthfall Palace. When he came out, abstruse sound sex Jing Ingli helped him get away. He just guessed that part about Jing Ingli helping Yimo. He wasn't certain himself as well. What? A few voices exclaimed. When Tsai also made a sound of surprise and saw Tianji look at her. She immediately knew her reaction was wrong and showed an angry look. Dong Tianxia's master's face changed a few times before saying to Tianji, why did Brother Tian suddenly tell us this? He suspected that, as he feared, the Lightning Cloud Sect was up to some scheme. Just because Luo Xiaoma was good at pill concoction didn't mean his fighting power was strong too. Yuan Guanan was Infinity Sect's core disciple, and with his nascent soul state level 5 power, there was rarely anyone who was a match for him. Luo Xiaoma was only nascent soul state level 5. How could he kill Yuan Guanan? But when Tsai heard this, she knew that it was real. Martial brother Yuan Guanan was killed by that Luo Xiaoma or Ning Xiaoma for sure. She subconsciously looked at Yimo and clenched her fists. She knew who Yimo was clearly, but if it wasn't for Tianji, she would have never thought that Yimo had left Truthfall Palace and made her go investigate Fu Rong and the Anbei 3 demons. Because our Tian Aofing was also killed by this guy, he killed my disciple. I will only rest once I kill him, Tianji said hideously. Clearly, his hatred for Yimo was to the bone. This matter is serious. Please wait a moment. Dong Tianxia's master left quickly. Tianji knew that if Infinity Sect investigated slightly, they would believe him and he would get this ally. The moment Yimo took out the purple flower flame, Ning Xianxia felt all the strength in her body leave. Her body was soft but she was relaxed. If Yimo just took out the rare flame now, it meant that he never used his true strength before. With this, it meant that he could at least reach step 5, meaning that he was at least a level 2 Pill King. Level 2 Pill King, Ning Xianxia's heart shook. She knew the value of a level 2 Pill King after staying in South Peace State for so long. Even the ethereal Immortal Pond only had one level 1 Pill King, and they treated him like a valuable guest. Ning Xianxia suddenly felt a little bitter. If Yimo was a level 2 Pill King, why didn't he come to the ethereal Immortal Pond for her earlier? A level 2 Pill King was enough to take her away without any resistance. But then again, she thought that Yimo must have his reasons for not picking her up. When Zheng Hain saw Yimo release the purple flower fire, she seemed a little surprised, but then she frowned and glanced at Ning Xianxia saying, "You guys leave first." "Yes, master." Ning Xianxia wanted to leave as quickly as possible. Her master gave her too much pressure. Huang Qian quickly left too. It felt much better to stay with her master or martial sister. She could say whatever she wanted. Before Ning Qingxue went back to where she was before, Huang Qian grabbed her wrist saying, "Sister Qingxue, your Luo Xiaoma is a pill king. Don't forget about me in the future. Remember to give me Chao Huan pill, Hollow Meridian pill, Essence Birth pill." Ning Qingxue smiled and said, "The herbs for those pills are very precious. I will tell him if he has it." I knew Sister Qingxue was the nicest to me. I was about to risk my life to help you. Huang Qian smiled. After Ning Qingxue and Huang Qian left, Ning Qingxue's master walked up to the elders and bowed before asking, "Martial Uncle Qi, you needed me?" Martial Uncle Qi was a middle-aged woman. She looked pretty and was already a body condensation state cultivator. She told Zhang Hain to sit down before asking, "Hain, your disciple Qingxue doesn't have a good impression of Feng Zhongshi, right?" Zhang Hain's face froze and she quickly said, "Martial Uncle, don't worry. Qingxue is quite obedient usually, but she's just been very stubborn today. I will persuade her to agree to this." Martial Uncle Qi smiled. "You misunderstood me, Hain. I'm think that since Qingxue isn't willing, then never mind." Ha! She was a hollow spirit state peak stage cultivator and knew some of the things of the sect. She knew a little as to why they had to have a marriage alliance with Lightning Cloud sect. But since the elder said never mind, she wouldn't force her disciple anymore. Martial Uncle Qi said, "You see that Luo Xiaomo, right? He's very young but so talented. With what he has done, he would be approved by City Lord Yu Qichao and Shen Guanqing. He has a boundless future ahead of him." "What do you mean, Martial Uncle?" Shen Hain looked at the elder. Why did it sound like another Feng Zhongshi? Martial Uncle Qi nodded. "Our ethereal immortal pond is just an 8-star sect and we don't have any power to contest Luo Xiaoma with a 9-star sect. So if we want to be connected to him, we have no other way but beautiful female cultivators. We don't have much else, but we do have a lot of beautiful female cultivators. Ning Qingxue is ranked 3rd in all of South Peace State. There's no way that Luo Xiaoma won't be interested. Just in case, bring 2 more beautiful disciples over to see him." She sighed. "If our sect wasn't in danger, our ethereal immortal pond wouldn't resort to these means. Don't force those disciples anymore. Try to persuade them nicely and tell them the reason we must do this." "Yes, Martial Uncle," Zhang Hain said. She sighed to herself. Ning Qingxue was unlucky. She was born in this age of great change. Since when did ethereal immortal pond disciples have to suck up to people? It was usually the other way around. Emo refined spirit herbs even faster after he released the purple flower flame. And since he had concocted Chao Huan pill a few times before, he concocted it very smoothly. In the shocked eyes of the judges, he finished a cauldron of Chao Huan pills in just a bit over 15 minutes and continued to step 5. Such fast pill concoction speed. Ji Ling exclaimed. He wasn't some high-level pill master, but he could concoct a few simple spirit pills. There were already a few people on the 4th step, but Emo was the fastest. The only one who could compare with him was Zhou Qian on step 6. Shen Guanqing smiled. His pill concoction speed never decreased. Although the difficulty increased, so did his pill concoction fire level. Chao Huan pill was indeed the hardest pill to concoct in the heaven grade level 1 pills, but it wasn't hard for Emo at all. Just when he finished with the Chao Huan pill and about to enter step 5, Zhou Qian just finished his heaven grade level 3 pill and was ready to get on the 7th step. On the 5th step, Emo caught up with Su Banchong and Ji Yaoting, as well as level 4 pill king Qiu Nianxing and level 4 pill king Qing Dai. As Emo arrived on step 5, Su Banchong and Ji Yaoting were ready to enter step 6, while Qing Dai had just started pill concoction. They were all shocked when they saw Emo come up. Although Emo recreated the Heaven Glory pill recipe, the pill was just a spirit pill after all. But the 12 pill king steps tested real pill concoction capability, and being able to reach step 5 meant that Emo was at least a level 2 pill king. Emo chose Soul Essence pill in Heaven grade level 2 pills. It was only medium level difficulty, but Emo had cultivated many of these pills, so he was fastest at them. Seeing Zhou Qian get to step 7 excited Emo's competitiveness. Zhou Qian didn't seem much older than him and was also an solo cultivator. He not only had the golden page world but also the 3-birth chant. If he still lost like that, it would be really unreasonable. EMO didn't treat the 3-birth chant as a cultivation method. He had some emotional attachment to it. Many of his abilities and powers were derived from it. Without the 3-birth chant, there wouldn't be the current him. But even if Juqian really did beat him, second place was still enough for him. He didn't need to fight with Juqian to the end. Qing Dai just finished her heaven grade level 2 pill and saw EMO go to level 6. She was even more shocked. This level 7 spirit pill master was too absurdly strong. He got to step 5 later than her, but he finished before her. Su Banchong and Ji Yaoting only refined a few herbs and saw EMO come up. They no longer had the determination to fight with EMO till the end. They were also sure that EMO won the first and second round with his own power. The only thing they didn't understand was that although the Pill King steps didn't rely on cultivation level to resist the pressure, if one's cultivation level was low then his spirit sense was low too. As a nascent soul state level 5 Pill King, how could EMO not be affected at all? Even though they were body condensation state, they needed to use a lot of effort to stop the pressure with spirit sense at step 6. EMO was really grateful to that frog that he cut. Without that purple frog, he wouldn't be able to stand here so easily. Even if he didn't get swept off, he would at most make it to step 4. The two stopped watching EMO and focused on their own pill concoction. They knew it was impossible to beat EMO. It was already quite depressing that one absurd genius came, but now there were two. EMO didn't take notice of the other pill kings, he just watched that level 9 spirit pill master Juqian. He chose the heaven grade level 3 blue carrot pill at step 6. It was a pill for nascent soul state cultivator breakthrough, so it was not only precious but also rather hard to concoct. The pill might dissolve easily, becoming a pill that just had pill shape but no effect. Blue carrot pill's main ingredient was the level 6 spirit herb purple back blue carrot. EMO got large amounts of it in the herb garden, so this wasn't the first time he concocted this pill. He didn't feel any pressure when concocting it. Ever since EMO started pill concoction from step 1, the judges had been watching him even more than Zhou Qian. Shen Guanqing saw EMO's fluent and experienced spirit herb refining procedure and felt speechless. I wonder how many times he has concocted the blue carrot pill. I really don't know where he got all those high-level spirit herbs. Yu Qichao also shook his head. This EMO definitely has had extraordinary fortune. Otherwise, even if he has the best pill concoction heritage, he wouldn't be able to concoct level 1 and level 2 heaven grade pills so fluently. This requires large amounts of practice. Up until now, his pill concoction rate is almost 100%. Even Su Banchong only made 9 pills at step 5, while he had the full amount of 12. Qin Muxin was swept off step 4 of the Pill King stage now. She watched EMO at level 6 inside. Even her master probably underestimated this martial brother Yi. Pill King Qin, you know that Luo Xiaoma? Another Pill King saw Qin Muxin look at EMO strangely and asked. They were disqualified, so it didn't matter if they talked. Qin Muxin saw it was Rain Pill Sex level 2 Pill King Lao Shi. So she quickly said, Martial brother Luo performed so well in round 1 and 2, of course I would watch him. By the way, does martial brother Lao know him? Qin Muxin didn't want to casually spill that EMO was Luo Xiaoma. Lao Shi didn't mind and nodded. I saw him at the Truth Fall Palace. I didn't mind at the time. I didn't expect him to be such a powerful pill king. The means with which he concocts heaven grade pill doesn't seem like a solo cultivator either. With that fluent procedure, who knows how many heaven grade pills he has concocted. I really can't imagine how a solo cultivator has that many high-level spirit herbs for practice. Qin Muxin laughed to herself but didn't reply. EMO scammed countless high-level spirit herbs in the herb plane, and he also went to the Truthfall Palace. With EMO's character, could he only get a few spirit herbs in there? At this moment, EMO's blue carrot pill was finished and he pulled out 12 blue carrot pills as fast as he could. Ji Yaoting and Xiao Nianxing just began pulling their pills. EMO scanned their pills, they were both life essence pill, it was much easier to produce than blue carrot pill. Su Banchong finished pill concoction the same time as EMO. He concocted the break tiger pill. It was slightly harder than life essence pill. Seeing EMO come later and finish his heaven grade level 3 pill at the same time as him, Su Banchong nodded to Yemo with eyes full of praise. In his view, regardless whether Yemo could concoct heaven-grade level 4 pills at step 7, he was a prodigy amongst prodigies to be able to finish heaven-grade level 3 pills this fast. He would be pursued everywhere he went. At the same time, Zhou Qian finished the heaven-grade level 4 pill and saw Yemo and Su Banchong come up. He didn't go up to level 8 immediately. Zhou Qian walked up to Yemo and said, "You're very good. Your performance was catchy in round 1 and round 2, but I'm sure that you knew the pill recipe beforehand. That's why your marks were higher than mine. So in the 3rd round I will show you that I'm better." Seeing Yemo daze, Zhou Qian suddenly said, "Do you know how I know that you knew the pill recipe? I thought of it when I saw you use the purple flower flame. No one can use soul flare to refine the components of a level 9 spirit pill. I can't, you can't, even you Chichao can't." Su Banchong dazed at Zhou Qian, not sure why Zhou Qian said that now. Yemo was shook. He suddenly realized the huge loophole. If Zhou Qian could think of it, so could the judges. How could he make up for it? Seeing Zhou Qian go up to level 8, Yemo suddenly felt extremely unhappy. Before Zhou Qian went up, he sneered. "You broke the rules. We're not allowed to talk in the tournament. And you did something wrong. I didn't plan on getting first before, but now you can only be second. Sorry." Yemo wasn't sure if this was the first time Zhou Qian had concocted the break spirit pill, but it was his first time. Although he had the spirit recovery pill to recover his spirit sense, he didn't dare to be confident. This was his first time concocting a heaven-grade level 5 pill. It was a huge challenge for him. Yemo was certain he would be able to concoct it, but he didn't dare to be careless. Even so, he didn't decide to take out the Mist Lotus Heart Fire. It mattered too much. The 3rd-ranked Heaven Flame, if he took it out, who knows who would try to take it from him. Luckily he had the purple I Soul Sever, or else he could just admit defeat now. Yemo sat down and took out the Shin Nong Cauldron. His mind was focused on it and the purple flower fire. He was certain that both of them could concoct the heaven-grade level 5 pill and Zhou Qian wouldn't stop at step 8. If he couldn't get to step 8, he wouldn't have said those condescending words earlier. Zhou Qian didn't seem like someone without a brain. So Yemo knew that although he could concoct heaven-grade level 5 pills, that wasn't enough to beat Zhou Qian. He had to be enlightened in the process of concocting the break spirit pill and be able to concoct heaven-grade level 6 pills from that. For a level 5 pill king to reach level 6 pill king, it might take a few years or even a few decades. Some level 6 pill kings might never be able to reach level 7 pill king for their entire lives. Even with the 3-birth chant, Yemo wasn't sure if he could break through to level 6 pill king right after concocting a heaven-grade level 5 pill. However, the 3-birth chant gave him the possibility of breaking through. The reason he reached level 4 pill king was only because he helped Su Jingguan concoct a rainbow spirit pill. Yemo knew that even if he didn't use this method of breaking through to level 6 pill king, he would become one sooner or later. But now he couldn't wait. Before, he intentionally didn't break through to higher levels of pill king as he thought he was only a nascent soul state cultivator and didn't need heaven grade level 5 or 6 pills. He at most needed level 1 or level 2 pills. Plus, he didn't have spirit herbs above heaven grade level 5. Now, he realized that even if he didn't need heaven grade level 6 pills, there was no harm in reaching that level. Yemo forgot about everything around him. He wasn't just concocting pills now. As he refined the spirit herbs for the break spirit pills, he analyzed them again and again. Then, he used the 3-birth chant to find the rhythm. This was similar to when he refined spirit herbs and formed the pill rapidly. 15 minutes passed, 30 minutes passed, a few hours passed. Ji Yaoding and Xianxia were swept off at step 7 and Su Banchong wasn't able to concoct heaven grade level 5 pills at step 8. So he was swept off as well. Only Yemo and Zhou Qian remained on the 12 pill king steps. Yemo was still refining spirit herbs and didn't yet start pill concoction. What people didn't expect was that, after Zhou Qian finished the pill, he didn't go to step 9 and sat down with his eyes closed as though waiting for Yemo. What are these two doing? Level 4 pill king Judge Gao. He looked at the two in confusion. One of them took more than a few hours to refine spirit herbs and still wasn't finished yet, while the other sat down instead of going to step 9 after finishing with step 8. Shun Guanqing frowned. He completely couldn't understand Yemo anymore. He didn't understand that Zhou Qian either. From Zhou Qian's speed and his challenging words to Yemo, he obviously took winning seriously, so why did he wait for Yemo? He didn't understand that Yemo even more. Before, whether it was spirit herb refining or pill formation, pill refining, and pill pulling, it all flowed smoothly and seemed very aesthetically pleasing. Speed and quality were both top-notch. Although Heaven Grade Level 5 pills were much harder than Heaven Grade Level 4, but it didn't take this long for spirit herb refining. He glanced at Yu Qichao and saw Yu Qichao also look at him. The two clearly didn't understand what the two contestants were doing. Could be said that all that was happening on the stage was Yemo refining spirit herbs. But the audience didn't feel bored. There was just the two of them left, and from how Zhou Qian already finished his pill, it seemed that he was better than Luo Xiaoma. But after waiting for so long, the audience was disappointed to find that the difference between Luo Xiaoma and Zhou Qian was huge. They were expecting an exciting battle. After another 15 minutes, Zhou Qian sneered and got up. He no longer had the interest to keep waiting. He felt he overestimated this Luo Xiaoma. If he needed this long just for a Heaven Grade Level 5 pill, then what would he do for Heaven Grade Level 6? This guy wasn't of his caliber. Yemo didn't know Zhou Qian was waiting for him. After he repeatedly simulated the break spirit pill in his mind and reorganized the structure of the pill, he learned quite a lot. It was actually easier to reach from level 5 Pill King to level 6 Pill King than from level 3 Pill King to level 4. After Yemo refined the spirit herbs and simulated them, he seemed to be suddenly enlightened and his pill concoction drastically picked up in speed. He sent pill chants into the cauldron, and the refined herbs soon formed into herbal liquid with astonishing spirit qi. Zhou Qian saw this and stopped his feet. He didn't understand how Yemo was extremely slow before and now he was this fast. This wasn't normal. But regardless, the break spirit pill formed rapidly in the cauldron. In less than 7 minutes, Yemo pulled the pills and 6 special grade break spirit pills were pulled into a jade bottle. The judges also didn't understand why there was such a huge difference in timing. Usually, the ratio of time spent for spirit herb refining and pill formation was 4 to 6. No one knew that while Yemo was concocting Heaven Grade Level 5 pill, he was thinking about the way to concoct Heaven Grade Level 6 pills. Yemo put away the cauldron and got up but saw Zhou Qian standing on the side. He was dazed but realized that he had used up quite some time. Zhou Qian was still here, meaning that he was waiting for him. But Yemo didn't think Zhou Qian waited for him out of goodwill. As expected, Zhou Qian sneered again. The speed with which you concocted break spirit pill is disappointing. In order to defeat you utterly, I waited for you for almost 8 hours. Remember, the person who beat you on the 12 Pill King steps is called Zhou Qian. He beat you with real power, not by cheating. Yemo said calmly. Remember clearly too. If you really have some small capability, I will give that time back to you. Yemo was certain that he would be faster than Zhou Qian. He gained some foundation while concocting the break spirit pill. No one understood the power of the 3 birth chant. He could even derive a heaven grade cultivation method, much less a heaven grade level 6 pill. There seems to be some fire between these two kids. Lu Wuhu glanced at the two and smiled. The judges smiled bitterly. How could they not tell as well? They even choosingly ignored how the two broke the rules and spoke on the stage. When the audience saw the 2 pill masters jump onto step 9 at the same time, their fervor erupted. Yemo felt the pressure of step 9 before he even landed. With his past experience, he severed with purple eye soul sever before he even landed and the pressure around him reduced drastically. Yemo severed a second time and the pressure was completely severed off. Yemo didn't know what method Zhou Qian used, but he was sure Zhou Qian had similar ways. Zhou Qian also landed on the level 9 Pill King step and glanced back at Yemo saying coldly, "You're not simple. You even have a spirit sense attack cultivation method." Yemo immediately realized that Zhou Qian used the same method. No wonder he couldn't feel any pressure. "Your master isn't simple," Yemo also replied coldly. He relied on the 3 birth chant, but that was his own effort. He was sure Zhou Qian was taught by someone. Zhou Qian frowned and didn't say anything. Yemo ignored him and chose the dew condensed pill. This was a pill needed by body condensation state cultivators for cultivation. It had great effects for breaking through. This was only an ordinary pill amongst level 6 heaven-grade pills. He had decided this while he was on step 8. While concocting the break spirit pill, he was simulating the concoction of the dew condense pill. Another reason was that he was afraid he might fail if he chose a very hard pill. He didn't know what pill Zhou Qian chose, and he didn't want to scan with his spirit sense. That would make him seem very nervous. Although this was the first time EMO concocted the dew condense pill, he had simulated it for a long time using the 3-birth chant at step 8 and knew what to do. If he used the Mist Lotus Heartfire for this, he would have much greater success rate and his pills would be mostly special grade. But even now, EMO didn't take out the Mist Lotus Heartfire. He felt he wasn't at the edge of the cliff yet. Seeing EMO already start spirit herb refining, Zhou Qian sneered. He didn't care as EMO took that long refining herbs at step 8. Now he would only take longer. He had concocted heaven-grade level 6 pills more than once. He was already a top level 6 pill king. He wasn't going to be scared of a pill king who had trouble concocting heaven-grade level 5 pills. Everyone stared at EMO and Zhou Qian. The two brought them too many surprises. The big sects cared more about how both of them were solo cultivators. If they were some pill kings of a sect, it wouldn't really benefit others and they could at most cooperate with the sects the pill kings were at. But if they were solo cultivators, they might be able to pull them into their sect or at least hire them as a guest elder. All the big sects were full of surprise and joy seeing the two get on to step 9. Regardless of whether they could concoct it or not, this Pill King tournament was already worth their trip. Plus, they would be able to ask them for free pill concoction later. This was very rewarding. Level 5 Pill Kings were able to concoct Break Spirit pills, but Zhou Qian and EMO were both level 6 Pill Kings. Break Spirit pill would be a piece of cake for them. How many peak stage hollow spirit state cultivators were in need of Break Spirit pills? Even those top grade 9 star sects didn't have a few Break Spirit pills. It was a huge expense to invite a level 5 pill king to concoct Break Spirit pills. Even a 9-star sect wouldn't be able to handle it. Now, they had free pill concoction from level 6 pill king. How could they not be happy? He's actually a level 6 pill king, Huang Yushan and his martial uncle said dryly. He was a hollow spirit state cultivator and asked his sect to send the 5-color lotus, but if EMO was a level 6 pill king, this wouldn't even be enough to knock on his door, much less suck up to him with. Huang Yushan's mouth was bitter. If he knew that this EMO was this powerful, he would have given all the spirit herbs to him. Huang Yushan suddenly said, "Martial uncle, I think that EMO seems to be very into the 5-color lotus. Regardless, let's go try. Even if he doesn't want it, it's fine. He's not going to slap the face of someone giving him a present. Plus, at the Herb Valley, I was on the losing side. He didn't lose anything." The hollow spirit state cultivator nodded. "That's the only thing we can do." Zhen Hain of the ethereal Immortal Pond also had a bitter smile. Elder Qi told her to bring Ning Qingxue to see that Luo Xiaoma after the tournament. But he was a level 6 pill king now and she was only an ordinary hollow spirit state cultivator in an 8-star sect. She wasn't even sure if she could get to see him. At the same time, the Lightning Cloud sect and Infinity sect elders sat together with bleak faces. When the Infinity sect learned that EMO was the killer of Yuan Guanan, they already considered him dead. But what they didn't expect was that EMO was a level 6 pill king. A level 6 pill king's power was on par with an 8-star sect. If EMO was a level 7 pill king, then even a 9-star sect wouldn't dare to touch him easily. Someone like that would have large amounts of powerful cultivators willing to protect them for free. They could imagine that after the tournament, countless masters would be willing to follow EMO to the MOU city. At that time, MOU city won't be an ordinary city but a small-scale pill city. Even if he is a level 7 pill king, I will kill him for sure, Tianji said coldly. An Infinity sect elder nodded. If our core disciple is indeed killed by EMO, we will take his life for sure, no matter what pill king he is. But before this, I have to report this to our grand elder. The judges were discussing quietly now. To them, the victory was already decided. If no circumstances arise, Zhou Qian would probably get first for this round. In that case, his total points would beat Luo Xiaoma and he would get first in this pill tournament, Zhao Shuntiang said. Wu Tan also nodded. Yes, Luo Xiaoma had trouble concocting Break Spirit Pill, and he chose Do Condense Pill at step 9. This pill is a level easier than the Cauldron Essence Pill Zhou Qian chose. I suspect that he might not even be able to concoct the Do Condense Pill. The judges all nodded. Only Lu Wuhu, who didn't understand pill concoction, smiled. Not necessarily, this kid is very cunning. There were a few times when I thought he wasn't going to make it, but he eventually stood on step 9 of the Pill King steps. If you don't believe me, you can look at what he's doing. The judges subconsciously looked at Emo and they all fell silent. Emo was refining spirit herbs more than 10 times faster than his speed at step 8. There were no pauses in his movements at all. Nearly 20 herbs were thrown in the cauldron and rapidly refined. In less than half an hour, Emo had completely refined all the pills and was beginning to cast in pill spells to form the pill liquid. What is this? Even Yu Qichao didn't understand, much less the other pill kings. No one understood why Emo performed better at step 9 than step 8. Emo was very fast. Heaven grade level 5 and level 6 pills were all heaven grade middle grade pills. The difference in concoction wasn't big. Under the simulation of the 3 birth chant, he had a complete method of pill concoction. The only thing was that this was his first time concocting it. In less than 30 minutes, Emo began finishing the pill. Under the shocked gaze of the judges, Emo pulled out 6 pills from the cauldron. Such speed. I'm sure this isn't his first time concocting the heaven grade level 6 pill. Level 4 pill King Gao, he exclaimed. Xin Guanqing shook his head. No, it's probably his first time concocting heaven grade level 6 pills. It probably is his first time. Even if he has concocted it before, it won't be much. Yu Qichao nodded. They were both level 7 pill kings and had concocted heaven grade level 6 pills countless times. Emo's method seemed to flow, but there were many minor parts that could be improved. The two didn't need to look to know that the grade wasn't very high. But they were very sure that if Emo concocted these pills another time, his grade would be much better. As a level 6 pill king, he would be able to find the errors he made after he concocted pills once. Even if he couldn't find them all, he would be able to find most of it, much less a genius pill king like Emo. Emo put the cauldron away and his face remained the same, but he was actually very disappointed. He simulated the pill concoction many times Bu0T. When he actually concocted it, he only got 3 top grade pills and 3 middle grade pills. He didn't even get a single special grade pills. This made Emo very disappointed. Emo estimated that even if he used Mist Lotus Heartfire, he wouldn't be able to get all special grade pills as well. There would be at least half special grade pills, however. Emo knew that he would yield much better results if he concocted it again, but this was a tournament and he only had one chance. Luckily, he still concocted a cauldron of heaven grade level 6 pills eventually. Even if he wasn't as good as Zhou Qian, he had a chance to get to step 10. Thinking about this, Emo collected his thoughts and the cauldron. Then, he scanned Zhou Qian and sat down quietly just like Zhou Qian before. He concocted the Do Condense pill very fast. Even so, he spent nearly an hour. Interesting. Lu Wu, who saw Emo sit down on the side as well as though waiting for Zhou Qian. This is really interesting. Even good old Ji Ling could feel the competition between the two. Emo didn't seem to let Zhou Qian give him any advantage at all. Jingli frowned. She didn't understand Emo that well, but she knew what sort of person Emo was. He wasn't someone who liked to show off, he was very good at staying subtle. Being able to reach step 7, he already surpassed his original goal. Why did he seem to be fighting Zhou Qian to the end? Emo didn't really care about what other people thought of him, he only cared about his own interests, so why did he fight Zhou Qian to the end? The only explanation was that Emo felt he had to beat Zhou Qian. Jingli didn't know the reason, but she knew that Emo had a reason. Emo seemed very cunning and meticulous to her. Her rested heart started to hang in the air again. She even suspected that Emo might release the heaven flame in the end. Almost all the audience thought that Zhou Qian was better than Emo and said that Zhou Qian would finish first, but now, it was actually Luo Xiaoma who finished first. This confused them greatly as they didn't know which one was better. The audience split into 2 groups, one supporting Luo Xiaoma and one supporting Zhou Qian. The 2 groups argued non-stop. However, they didn't affect Zhou Qian at all. Yet Emo affected him. He didn't consider Emo a threat at all after step 8. But at the 9th step, the tables suddenly turned. Luo Xiaoma, who was very slow at step 8, was this fast at step 9. He finished a heaven grade level 6 pill in less than an hour. Although Zhou Qian didn't know what pill Emo concocted, since Emo wasn't swept off, it meant he succeeded. Even he would need 1.5 hours to concoct heaven grade level 6 pills, but now Emo greatly surpassed him. He was waiting for him just like he did before. Thinking about how Emo said, "If you really have capability, then I'll give that time back to you," Zhou Qian became more anxious. He thought this Luo Xiaoma was just talking tough before, but he now realized that Emo was saying he was only considered decent if he didn't get swept off on the 9th step. Emo could even give him time, but that was only if he could concoct pills at step 9. Thinking about this, Zhou Qian's heart grew anxious and desperate. He wanted to speed up and immediately smelt a faint burning smell. Zhou Qian was shook. He knew that the spirit herbs inside were affected by his mood. Zhou Qian forced himself to calm down and regain his composure. He cast Emo aside. He didn't really understand how Emo wasn't affected at all when he was waiting for him, but he was beginning to guess if Emo intentionally took that much time at step 8 to make him lose his vigilance. If that was the case, then Luo Xiaoma was too cunning. Emo would laugh if he knew what Zhou Qian was thinking. If he could fight with people while forming his golden core, how could this little thing affect his pill concoction? The 3-birth chant was about 3 giving birth to everything. The outside influence was like floating clouds to him. A seed would blossom even if it was under a rock. A powerful seed would still bloom even if fried in oil. The 3-birth chant was like that seed to Emo. Right now, he could only resist the pressure of a rock. But when it was powerful enough, no interference would affect him no matter how big. Due to Yemo's influence, the perfectly synced herbal liquid began to burn and become unstable. Zhou Qian forced down his anger and slowly removed the excess liquid. If it wasn't for Emo, how could he make such a low-level mistake? Normally, the formation of a pill from liquid was a basic procedure, and one had to throw in pill spells and use spirit sense to mix the liquid together to form the pill. But if the liquid was partially burnt, the herb-liquid ratio wouldn't match and one wouldn't be able to concoct pills. The cauldron might even explode. A weaker pill king or pill master could only let the pill go to waste. But Zhou Qian was no ordinary pill king. There was no way he was going to admit defeat due to this. Zhou Qian seemed to have sunk all his attention on the separation of herbal liquids. He had to separate out the burnt part and then form pills with the remaining liquid. This was time-consuming work, but he had to do it. 2 hours, 4 hours, even 8 hours passed, but Zhou Qian was still stuck on that part. What is going on? Both the judges and audience didn't understand this scene. Seeing Luo Xiaoma take longer at step 8 and Zhou Qian take longer at step 9, the audience could only conclude that one was better at concocting heaven grade level 5 pills and the other was better at concocting heaven grade level 6 pills. But no one knew that Emo actually needed to take that long while Zhou Qian took this long because of Emo. Although Emo didn't do this intentionally, but it affected him. Another hour later, Zhou Qian finally removed the excess herbal liquid and rapidly started forming his pill. 8 minutes later, he finished and brought out a few cauldron essence pills. Looking at the 4 pills he concocted, 1 top grade and 3 middle grade, Zhou Qian wanted to kill Emo. If it wasn't for Emo, he could at least concoct 3 top grade and 3 special grade. But now, he was sure he didn't do as well as Emo despite not knowing what pill Emo concocted. Seeing Zhou Qian get up, Emo got up and said before Zhou Qian could rage, "It's been more than 8 hours. I won't count the extra time. I'm not a stingy person." Zhou Qian's eyes spewed flame as he glared at Emo and said coldly, "You're a very calculating person. You intentionally disrupted my mental state for pill concoction, right? You're intentionally disrupting the order of the tournament. You're indeed a very calculating person." Emo looked at the 10th step and didn't even look at Zhou Qian. "Very well, then go report me. I will tell the judges that you waited for me for my benefit, but when I waited for you I was intentionally trying to disrupt your pill concoction. You don't need to explain to them." Then Emo flew up onto the 10th step. Zhou Qian's fury gradually disappeared. His face went icy cold. No matter who he told, they would think he was unreasonable. He broke the rules first, whether it was talking or waiting for Emo for 8 hours. Seeing Emo climb up to the 10th step, his tone became cold and confident again. So what if you're a level 6 pill king? I will let you know despair. Then Zhou Qian charged up to the 10th step without hesitation. He didn't think he would lose to Emo even though he struggled at step 9. He had other cards left to play. He didn't intend to show his full power, but Luo Xiaoma was too good. Even if he didn't struggle at step 9, victory wouldn't be able to be decided at step 9. He didn't expect Emo to be a level 6 pill king. After all, level 6 and above pill kings numbered less than 2 digits in the South P state. How could someone younger than him be a level 6 pill king and come to the pill king tournament? When both Emo and Zhou Qian flew to the 10th step, almost everyone got up. Even the judges couldn't keep sitting anymore. If they could concoct pills on the 10th step, it meant that they were level 7 pill kings. There was a huge difference between level 6 and level 7 pill king. Level 6 pill king was rare, but there were a few. But in the entire South P state, there was only the City Lord and Vice City Lord of Pill City who were level 7 pill kings, excluding those in Solitude. Even the pill concoction prodigy Wu Tan was stuck at level 6 pill king. When the big sects realized that both Emo and Zhou Qian might be level 7 pill kings, they couldn't stay in their seats anymore. Level 7 pill king meant that they could concoct heaven-grade level 7 pill Kuan filling pill. That was pill needed for body condensation states to break through to cauldron filling state. One couldn't even see it usually. And the pills that cauldron filling state and above needed could only be supplied by level 7 and above pill king. One knew how important a cauldron filling state cultivator was to a sect. Even the 9-star sects didn't have a lot of cauldron filling state cultivators. A sect with countless years of storage had a lot of good things, but even with good spirit herbs and materials, they might not be able to turn them into pills and magic artifacts. The currently known level 7 pill king were the 2 city lords of Pill City. How high was their status? What didn't they have? How many powerful beings were asking them for pill concoction? They also needed to cultivate, so the most they could concoct for other people was once a year. Those who could invite them to concoct were high-level powerful beings. Even 9-star sects couldn't frequently ask them for pill concoction. At Yu Qichao and Shen Guanqing's level, they didn't lack cultivation resources, they perhaps only lacked time. That's why the big sects were so excited when they realized the two might be level 7 pill kings. They couldn't invite the 2 city lords, but they could invite the 2 solo cultivators. They weren't old and didn't have a high cultivation level. They needed large amounts of resources. If they slammed them with large amounts of cultivation resources, how could they not be interested? Only once they concocted heaven-grade level 7 pill on the step did they prove themselves to be powerful level 7 pill kings. It was much harder to concoct pills on the pill king steps. Su Banchong, for example, wasn't able to concoct heaven-grade level 5 pill on the steps. If the two can really reach level 7 pill king, then it's the great fortune of our South Peace State Cultivation Society. Yu Qichao was overjoyed too. He exclaimed, if it really was Yemo's first time concocting heaven-grade level 6 pill on the 9th step and now he's going to concoct heaven-grade level 7 pill on the 10th step, then Emo was too absurdly talented. Emo and Zhou Qian gave them too many surprises. After all, even he stopped at step 9. The scene naturally fell silent as everyone watched the two intently. Emo found a place to sit on the 10th step and found there weren't selection cards for the pills he could choose to concoct. Just when he was confused, a jade slip suddenly appeared before him. The contestant can decide what pill he wants to concoct for heaven grade level 7. The contestant can choose the ingredients too. Please write down the heaven grade level 7 spirit herbs needed. You can only choose one type of each spirit herb. You will be swept off if your pill is lower than heaven grade level 7. Emo realized a question like this was to let the contestant showcase his full power. But Emo knew that regardless, it would be hard for him to succeed. He had the power to concoct heaven grade level 6 pill and simulated with the 3 birth chant. Thus he succeeded, but now he was certain he couldn't concoct heaven grade level 7 pill yet. Pill concoction wasn't trying your luck, it was purely based on your ability. Emo didn't write his pill recipe, he felt Zhou Qian's spirit sense can over. Clearly he didn't have much confidence either. Thinking about this, Emo scanned his spirit sense over too but didn't write anything. Seeing this, Zhou Qian sneered and wrote more than 20 types of spirit herb on his jade slip. He knew that Yemo was half-arsed like him and wasn't able to concoct heaven-grade level 7 pill well, but he was a top-notch level 6 pill king. He was about to be level 7 pill king. Since no one could actually concoct the pill, he chose a harder level 7 heaven-grade pill. As long as his pill was harder and he scored more marks in the concoction procedure, he would be able to win. Even though Yemo earned more points at step 9, step 10 points were on another level to step 9 points. If he beat Yemo in minor parts, he might be able to earn back the points he lost. Plus, if he used all of his power, he might be able to concoct a heaven-grade level 7 pill. If he succeeded, then even if it was a low-grade one, he would win for sure. Yemo frowned when he saw Zhou Qian choose spirit herbs. Was this guy really a level 7 pill king? If that was the case, then he was in danger. When Zhou Qian chose the spirit herb, he suddenly took out another flame. The color was also red but darker than the Xianxia fire. Even Yemo could feel the scorching heat. When Zhou Qian released this flame, he glared coldly at Yemo with scorn. 1 purple flare. Yemo's heart sunk. This was Heaven Flame 1 purple flare. It was ranked second in the Heaven Flames of the Cultivation realm, above Mist Lotus Heart Fire. Not just Yemo, but everyone else also didn't expect to see the 1 purple flare. It was the number 2 ranked Heaven Flame in the Cultivation realm. The reason it was called this name was because in any Cultivation realm, this flame would only appear once. There won't be 2 1 purple flare in one Cultivation realm. This flame was found in the depths of the earth and was extremely hard to find. Even if one found it, without fate's favor you wouldn't be able to obtain it. The 1 purple flare, like the number 1 ranked Heaven Flame blue like morning sky, would only appear once in a single Cultivation realm. It was even hard to hear about it, much less see it. It was said that when the number 1 flame blue like morning sky appeared, the entire Cultivation realm was blue. Once this flame was upgraded to a high level, it was enough to burn an entire realm. That was a bit of an exaggeration, but it showed just how powerful this flame was. With the appearance of 1 purple flare, it caused more shock than the 2 reaching step 10 of the Pill King steps. Many cultivators even stood up. More people thought this Zhou Qian really had patience. He was more patient than his opponent Luo Xiaoma. Luo Xiaoma took out the purple flower fire ranked 12th in the Cultivation realm at step 4, but this Zhou Qian took out the Heaven Flame only at the 10th step. The pills concocted by Heaven Flame and Earth Flame weren't on the same level. If Zhou Qian and Yemo had the same level of skill, Zhou Qian already won more than half with the Heaven Flame. Even Lu Wu, who stood up in shock and sat back down after a while, sighing. Seeing this guy, I suddenly feel like I've wasted my life. I've been collecting flames for my entire life, but the highest caliber I got is only a Xianxia flame. But these guys have either purple flower fire or 1 purple flare. Yu Qichao woke up from his shock and smiled. Lu Qianbei, your Xianxia fire is almost purple, right? Even a Heaven Flame can't compare with that. Lu Wu, who rolled his eyes. Have you considered how long I've lived? It's unfortunate for that Yemo. He's going to lose to the Heaven Flame. Ji Ling sighed. No one rebuked Ji Ling's words. From their performance, the two were on par in pill concoction skills. Now that Zhou Qian had a Heaven Flame, the number 2 ranked 1 purple flare, it was natural that Yemo lost. At the same time, Yemo sighed. He realized where Zhou Qian's confidence came from. It was due to the 1 purple flare. No wonder this guy was so cocky. When you think you can beat me, you will find that it's not disappointment you face but despair. Yemo finally understood this. If it was another Pill King in Yemo's position, he would indeed despair. A red color Heaven Flame was countless times stronger both in herb refining and pill concoction than an Earth Flame. The speed and quality of the pill was far from something an Earth Flame made pill could compare with. This was why a Pill King or Pill Master needed a good flame. No matter how good you were, without a powerful flame you wouldn't be as good as someone else. Could be said that once Zhou Qian released the 1 purple flare, his pill concoction skills increased a level. Everyone thought that Yemo lost for sure. Zhou Qian started herb refining while Yemo sat and didn't move. He was thinking if he could release the Mist Lotus Heart Fire. He could also tell that Zhou Qian's pill concoction were on his level and even a little better. But once he used the 1 purple flare, that better was infinitely expanded. Emo also knew that it was extremely dangerous for him to use the Mist Lotus Heartfire. He didn't understand where Zhou Qian's confidence came from. Even his Mist Lotus Heartfire wasn't as precious as the one purple flare. Suddenly Emo thought that if he could really concoct Heaven Grade Level 7 pill, then he was a Level 7 pill king. It was just as Jing Yingli said, if a Level 7 pill king had the Mist Lotus Heartfire, then no one would dare to scheme for it, right? The only thing was he had to be careful when he was alone. Plus, even if he didn't use the Mist Lotus Heartfire, would no one come for his trouble? The Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect quite possibly already knew his identity by now. He would only be safer if he used the Mist Lotus Heartfire and concocted Heaven Grade Level 7 pill, as his name would be infinitely expanded. He could pull more masters around him, but the pretense was that he could concoct Heaven Grade Level 7 pills. It was easy to use the Mist Lotus Heartfire, but how would he concoct Heaven Grade Level 7 pills? The pill he chose had to be unique enough to get the praise of the judges and have a certain level of difficulty that was at least harder than Zhou Qian's pill. He saw the pill Zhou Qian chose. It was a rather hard and meaningful pill. It was Kuan filling pill. Season wheat pill. Suddenly, this pill came into Yemo's head. It was a Heaven Grade Level 7 pill, and there were rarely any pill kings who knew it, much less those who could concoct it. The main ingredient was season wheat. The pill kings didn't know about this pill because they thought the season wheat was one spirit herb and they could be both used to concoct the hollow meridian pill, so no one knew about it. The season wheat pill was very precious, more valuable than the Kuan filling pill. Cultivators who had their dantian broken need very high-level pills to recover it, but the season wheat pill could solve this problem. Emo felt that with his whirlpool pill concoction method and the Heaven Flame, he might be able to concoct the season wheat pill, as the season wheat was something that balanced yin and yang. It was easier to accept his whirlpool concoction method. He was the only one who knew the whirlpool concoction method, as this required the use of the illusion cloud strike cultivation method and taxed the spirit sense heavily. Emo concocted the spirit weaving pill before, so he knew how powerful this pill concoction method was. With spirit sense pill concoction means and this whirlpool concoction method, it would drastically decrease the difficulty of pill concoction while increasing success rate. The only thing was that it consumed spirit sense rapidly. This was why Emo rarely used the whirlpool pill concoction method, as he hadn't solved the problem of spirit sense exhaustion yet. Other cultivators wouldn't dare to concoct this, but Emo had the spirit recovery pill, so he didn't mind. Thinking about all this, Yemo's heart settled. Since Zhou Qian used the Heaven Flame, it meant he wasn't certain if he could win. If he was certain he would win, he wouldn't use the Heaven Flame. The only thing Emo was worried about was if the Pill King step would recognize the season and wheat spirit herb. If it thought it was the same thing, he could only choose something else, and that way, his success would be greatly reduced. Nevertheless, Emo still wrote the two down. Soon, Emo was happy to find season and wheat in front of him. Emo breathed easy. This Pill King step has existed for countless years. How could it not recognize season and wheat? He can tell the difference between season and wheat? Yu Qichao suddenly got up. But then his words suddenly stopped as he saw the fire that appeared in Yemo's hand. Mist Lotus Heart Fire. Yu Qichao felt his brain wasn't working really well. Mist Lotus Heart Fire? Shun Guanqing and the other judges saw Yemo's flame and couldn't help but exclaim. As Pill Kings, they didn't have Heaven Flames, but they know the properties of Heaven Flame very well. As soon as Emo released the Mist Lotus Heart Fire, they recognized it. Mist Lotus Heart Fire. Even Lu Wuhu lost his attitude. Ji Ling glanced at Lu Wuhu and felt more awkward. He asked Lu Wuhu to give a rare flame to Emo. But now it seemed like a joke. Another Heaven Flame, and it was the third-ranked Mist Lotus Heart Fire. The audience completely erupted. This Pill King tournament was far beyond what they could imagine. In the end, it became a battle of the Heaven Flames. In this tournament, 4 Heaven Flames appeared. Before, in the entire South Peace State, people had only heard about 5 or 6 types. Now, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th Heaven Flame all came. It was a real intense battle between Zhou Qian and Luo Xiaoma now. If Zhou Qian didn't encounter Luo Xiaoma, he wouldn't use the Heaven Flame. If Luo Xiaoma's opponent wasn't Zhou Qian, he wouldn't use Heaven Flame as well. These two were both people who were very subtle and patient, especially that Luo Xiaoma. He went from soul flare to purple flower fire, then to mist lotus heart fire. Some people even guessed that if Zhu Qian had stronger cards, would Luo Xiaoma have more to match them? The level 4 Pill Kings and Su Banchong saw this and shook their heads. Su Banchong thought he was only one step away from Yimo and Zhu Qian, but now, it seemed the difference was huge. He used Heaven Flame in the first round of the tournament while these two only took it out at the 10th Pill King step. Qin Muxin looked at Yimo in disbelief. She was worrying for Yimo as Yimo didn't have a rare flame. She laughed at herself when Yimo took out the purple flower fire, as it seemed she was worrying too much. It seemed that Yimo already had a heaven flame when he concocted the spirit-weaving pill, but he just didn't dare to show it. Now that he was a level 7 Pill King, even if he took out heaven flame, no one would dare to scheme for it. Martial brother Yi had such great patience and endurance. Seeing Yimo's mist lotus heart fire, Zhou Qian's eyes narrowed and the spirit herbs he was refining almost got burned again. But luckily with past experience he controlled the situation. He didn't expect Yimo to also have a heaven flame. Although its rank was one lower, its color was deeper than his. So the two flames were equally matched. At this moment he realized his words were too cocky. At the same time, he understood what Yimo meant by, "I wasn't planning to get first, but now, you can only be second, sorry." It was because he was too cocky and infuriated Yimo that Yimo showed all of his true power. He thought he would get to see Yimo's despairing face when he took out the one purple flare, but instead Yimo took out his heaven flame mist lotus heart fire. It was impossible to say he didn't regret at all, but he soon cast it aside. Even though Yimo had the heaven flame, it didn't mean that he would lose to him. Judging by his skills, he hadn't concocted heaven grade level 7 pills before. Realizing this, Zhou Qian focused on his own pill. So did Yimo. He focused on his seasoned wheat pill. Yimo had used all of his power now. Shenong Cauldron and the Heaven Flame as well Spirit Sense pill concoction means and Whirlpool pill concoction means. If he lost to Zhou Qian, even with that, he could only admit defeat. Refining spirit herbs was no problem for Yimo at all. With the Mist Lotus Heartfire's help it wasn't slow either. He knew that Zhou Qian would have no problem either as he had the one purple flare. The judges and audience all held their breaths as they watched the two concoct pills. Both were using heaven flames and both were concocting level 7 heaven grade pills. For most cultivators, they would only get to see this once in their life. The two were very careful and didn't act casual like they did in the past few steps. Comparatively, both found it more convenient and familiar to use heaven flame. For hours passed and Yimo had finished refining his spirit herbs. He didn't stop and went straight into herbal liquid fusion. Yimo is a step faster. He's began pill fusion, but he doesn't seem to have used pill spells. Level 4 Pill King Gao. He stopped mid-sentence. Shen Guanqing smiled. You saw it as well, right? I really didn't expect Yimo to be using the Spirit Sense pill concoction method. I've heard of such pill spells, but it's the first time I'm seeing someone use it. His pill concoction heritage is too advanced. Yu Qichao nodded. I heard before that he used Spirit Sense pill spell when he concocted the Spirit Weaving pill. I didn't really dare to believe it at first, but now I finally see it. This type of pill spell has too much of an advantage, but it's also very taxing on the Spirit Sense. Zhou Qian was also going into pill fusion, but the eyes of the judges stayed on Yimo. Zhou Qian's method was also very advanced, but compared to the never-before-seen Spirit Sense pill spell, Yimo's pill fusion process was more attractive. Yimo's herbal pill liquid rolled about in the cauldron, but he wasn't in a rush. He used a pill spell and the liquid kept fusing and separating. It seemed ordinary to normal people, but Yimo knew that he had no other way. It was his first time concocting pills of this caliber. The Spirit Sense pill spell reduced the difficulty, but on a slight mistake the cauldron might explode. Even with the Spirit Sense pill spell and Whirlpool pill concoction method, he had to simulate again and again with the 3-birth chant. At this moment, Zhou Qian finished his pill fusion process and started forming the pill. He was completely focused since he knew this was the hardest moment for him. He did the first half of the procedure very well, but that was just the basics. Meanwhile, Yimo was still testing fusion and separation. If it wasn't for his 3-birth chant, he would have failed already. When the herbal liquid emitted a faint aroma, Yimo's brain sparkled. He knew he was too careful, he actually didn't need to keep simulating. The three-birth chant was about being casual and following the heart. His illusion cloud exert will strike formed like this. In that case, why force a way to find the method of concocting heaven-grade level 7 pills? It would happen naturally. Thinking about this, Yimo didn't hesitate anymore, and sent in a spirit chi whirlpool controlled by his spirit sense into the cauldron. The herbal liquid spun slowly in the cauldron. 15 minutes later, there seemed to be an invisible hand that divided the spirit chi whirlpool into 6. Yimo felt pain in his sea of consciousness. He ate a spirit recovery pill without hesitation and separated the spirit chi whirlpool even more to form the pills. Compared to Yimo's constant progress, Zhou Qian was finding it hard to continue. His pill was at the final stage, but no matter what, he missed something. He even smelt the aroma and could see the 6 about to form pills. If he just worked a little harder, he could bring out 6 cauldron-filling pills, but he just lacked that one last bit. At this moment, Zhou Qian felt the herbal liquid stop spinning. He knew things weren't good, but before he could do anything, the herbal liquid started falling apart. In his desperation, he couldn't care about anything and forced out the pill-pulling spell, wanting to collect at least 1 or 2 cauldron-filling pills. The pitiful thing was that pill concoction was a job that didn't tolerate mistakes, especially for high-level pills. A faint burnt smell came, and then, with a few light cracks, Zhou Qian's heart sunk. He knew his cauldron failed. 2 slightly burnt pills landed inside the jade bottle he prepared. Without looking, Zhou Qian knew his cauldron-filling pill failed. It wasn't that he didn't do well enough. He did the best he could, but he was sure that if Yimo failed, his procedure marks wouldn't be higher than his. He only failed at the last step. He showcased all of his capabilities. His skills were indeed not enough to concoct heaven-grade level 7 yet, so defeat was reasonable. He expected this. Now he could only wait for Yimo's result. Victory or loss was completely in the hands of his opponent. But Zhou Qian knew that even if Luo Xiaoma failed too and got lower procedure marks than him, it wouldn't be much lower than him. With the points he got before, he actually might lose. Zhou Qian tipped out the 2 pills and looked at them. Just as he expected, they weren't even low-grade amongst low-grade, just 2 waste pills. He really wanted to stay on step 10 to watch Yimo, but just as he packed away his cauldron, a line of words appeared before him. Step 10 challenge failed. The next moment, he was swept off and fell amongst the pill kings. Seeing Yimo still in pill concoction on the stage, Zhou Qian's face grew bleaker and bleaker. Those few pill kings who admired him walked up to him, wanting to have a chat, but Zhou Qian didn't want to talk at all. Those pill kings didn't dare to reproach Zhou Qian. Yimo, on the other hand, was beginning to form his pill. With the whirlpool pill concoction method, the 6 whirlpools of spirit chi were beginning to form 6 season wheat pills. There was nothing else in his mind other pill concoction right now. He didn't even know Zhou Qian was swept off. Whirlpool pill concoction method. Yu Qichao's hand was shaking with excitement. Compared to other people caring about the heaven flame, he cared more about Yimo's pill concoction means. At this level of pill concoction skills, a new system of pill concoction was immeasurably enticing to him. Xin Guanqing was also very excited. Wu Tan had never heard of the whirlpool pill concoction method, but Yimo's spirit sense pill spell and spirit chi whirlpool idea was absurd. This was revolutionary. This was the new pill concoction method he created when concocting the spirit weaving pill. I didn't expect it to have matured to this level. The Tao of pill has no limits. Xin Guanqing sighed. He was also enticed by this pill concoction method. Yimo ate another spirit recovery pill and used his pull pill spell. He raised his hand and 6 crystal-like pills flew out. What pill is this? Even Wu Tan asked. He felt very ashamed that, as a level 6 pill king, he didn't even know what pill the contestant concocted. Even Xin Guanqing looked to Yu Qichao. He could tell the difference between season and wheat, but he had never heard of the season wheat pill. Yu Qichao studied Yimo's pill and said with a face full of astonishment, "He's really a level 7 pill king, and he even concocted the season wheat pill? You said he just concocted the season wheat pill?" It was Lu Wuhu who asked strangely. Yu Qichao saw everyone look at him and he nodded seriously. "That's right. I'm certain it's the season wheat pill. The only heaven-grade level 7 pill that can be concocted mixing season and wheat together is the season wheat pill. Even I don't know the pill recipe yet Emo knows. His encounters are extraordinary. His accomplishment will definitely be greater than ours. He's not a prodigy, he's a prodigy that belonged to this world. I really don't understand which pill Dao Qianbei can teach a pill king like Emo. The season wheat pill is a pill that can repair cultivator's dantian. Even if the dantian is shattered, the pill can repair it. This is the power of this pill. A pill with the effect of pills made from level 8 or level 9 spirit herbs. What? The season wheat pill is such a pill? Wu Tan said in shock. The higher the level of the cultivator, the harder it was to repair his dantian if it was damaged. This was because above nascent soul state, the dantian was closely tied to the essence spirit. The use for this pill wasn't as prevalent as the cauldron-filling pill, but it was definitely rarer. It seems that Luo Xiaoma will probably get first in this tournament. Jiling smiled. He still wanted to discuss formations with Emo. Yu Qichao nodded. Yes, he's first for 3 rounds in a row, but I wonder if he will challenge step 11 alone. Of course Emo wasn't going to do that. He already succeeded by concocting the season wheat pill at step 10, and he didn't need to worry about anything. Emo wasted 2 spirit recovery pills, but he got 4 top grade and 2 middle grade season wheat pills. Emo was very happy. This was better than what he did at step 9. Emo put away the cauldron and looked down, knowing that he didn't have to worry about Zhou Qian talking shit. Luo Xiaoma? Level 7 pill king Luo Xiaoma. Continue to the 11th step. Countless roars sounded. This seemingly lowest level 7 spirit pill master was actually the highest level 7 pill king. Although Zhou Qian had temporary fans, after he was swept off, they all cheered for Emo. Some even called Emo to go on the 12th step. Even with the city lords of Pill City here, some people called number 1 pill king Luo Xiaoma. Emo wasn't going to step 11 of course. First, he couldn't concoct level 8 heaven-grade pills at all. He would barely be able to make an ordinary level 7 heaven-grade spirit pill. He wasn't a matured level 7 pill king, but Emo that was just a matter of time. He just needed more practice. Seeing Emo about to jump off, Xin Guanqing smiled and shook his head. He's probably the first contestant to jump off himself. Yu Qichao smiled. It's no mistake calling him number 1 pill king. With his pill Dao prowess, it's only a matter of time before he surpasses us. I can't wait to discuss pill Dao with him. Xin Guanqing and the judges nodded in agreement. Lu Wuhu smiled. I think you can't wait for him to dissect the Hua Sang pill. Then he glanced at the other pill kings and said, as for you guys, you want to ask him to teach the whirlpool pill concoction method. The judges felt a little awkward, but they knew Lu Wuhu said the truth. Let me talk to him first. I've already arranged to see him at the North Far State, but I just haven't had the chance yet. Good man Jiling said impatiently. He was a formation grand master, but his love for formation was an obsession. Emo was just a formation great master, but his formations were too unique. There were some things that he had to watch for a long time before understanding, and there were still things he didn't understand. Lu Wu who didn't laugh at Jiling. Everyone knew that Jiling really wanted to see Emo. Emo scanned the hundreds of thousands of audience members and nodded. Just when he wanted to jump off, he suddenly saw a white-dressed woman. That woman was looking at him with a face full of excitement, the anticipation and tears. Emo could see them from this far away. Qingxue. Emo could no longer hold back the joy and excitement as he flew out towards Ning Qingxue, forgetting about the rules of not being allowed to leave the testing stage. But as soon as Emo came down, he was stopped by the restriction of the stage. He only thought about Ning Qingxue before and forgot about this restriction. Ning Qingxue saw Emo come down and the way he looked at her and immediately knew that Emo saw her. Without hesitation, she charged out of the audience section and flew over. Huang Qian saw this and was dazed, but it was too late to stop Ning Qingxue. Seeing that Emo was a level 7 pill king, Zhen Hain and the elders of the ethereal immortal pond didn't have any confidence. Although Ning Qingxue was pretty, she was just a golden core state cultivator. Emo might not even like her. Plus, there were a few girls amongst the South P State 10 beauties who looked better than her. If the ethereal immortal pond could think of this, How could other sects not think of this? Just when Zhen Heyin was still hesitant, she saw Ning Qingxue charge towards the Pill King tournament stage. She got up worriedly and yelled, "Qingxue, are you crazy? Come back." But how could Ning Qingxue hear her? Emo was the only person in her eyes. She was at her limit of waiting. Although Zhen Heyin wanted to immediately punish Ning Qingxue into decades of solitary cultivation, what she wanted right now was not to offend the Pill City for what Ning Qingxue did. Everyone immediately noticed Ning Qingxue doing this, and some female cultivator exclaimed out loud. Some brave female cultivators also wanted to do this, but they were stopped by their sex people. What does she want to do? Jing Yingli saw this and got up. Jing Yingmeng didn't really understand either but said, "That girl is ethereal Immortal Pawn's disciple Ning Qingxue. South Peace State's third beauty?" Jing Yingli subconsciously asked. Jing Yingmeng nodded. "It's her. But I heard she's a very calm girl and was cold to everyone. She didn't really like to talk. Why does she have so much initiative today? But Yemo's performance was too magnificent. Even I'm interested. But if even I don't deserve him, Ning Qingxue is not even prettier than me. She's only a golden core state cultivator too. How does she dare to go up?" Jing Yingmeng said. "I understand." Jing Yingli sat down in disappointment. Jing Yingmeng knew her sister was very smart and she could pick up things with a slight hint. She immediately asked, "What did you understand?" "That Ning Qingxue is Yemo's wife. He said he came to take back his wife. It's obviously Ning Qingxue now," Jing Yingli said calmly. "Why?" Jing Yingmeng suddenly felt uncomfortable and asked. Jing Yingli didn't answer her. This was very obvious. According to what Jing Yingmeng said of Ning Qingxue, she wasn't going to act like this just because Yemo was a pill king. She must know Yemo already. Second, before Yemo became famous, he wouldn't even be able to get into the front door of Ethereal Immortal Pond, much less see Ning Qingxue. And before, Yemo seemed to want to charge off the stage but was stopped by the restriction. With Ning Qingxue charging to Yemo at the same time, it was obvious that Ning Qingxue was Yemo's woman. Different than Jing Yingli, when Tsai knew that Luo Xiaoma was Yemo, she knew that Ning Qingxue's husband was this person. Now that Ning Qingxue flew over without hesitation, it further proved her conjecture. What does he want to do? Shen Guanqing saw Yemo bang into the restriction and immediately asked with a frown. Lu Wuhu sipped some of his wine and laughed. "Isn't it obvious? He saw his girl and wants to go see her but was stopped the restriction." Shen Guanqing focused on the pill Dao his entire life and didn't really understand the relations of the two sexes. He subconsciously glanced at Yu Qichao. Yu Qichao nodded. "From their actions and expressions, that should be so. I'll open the restriction and let them see each other. As for the result, we'll announce later." The judges heard this and were envious. The city lords were really nice to Yemo. Yemo was stopped by the restriction. He knew it was the rules, but he was immediately about to force it open. However, the restriction opened itself. At this moment, Ning Qingxue had charged onto the stage. Yemo didn't think about why the restriction opened itself and charged up to Ning Qingxue and embraced her. The familiar softness and warmness entered his arms. Yemo suddenly felt fulfilled. Although for all sorts of reasons he wasn't able to see Ning Qingxue before, he finally succeeded today. Although it revealed a lot of his power, but Yemo felt it was worth it. He was now a publicly recognized heaven-grade level 7 pill master. Even 9-star sects had to consider things before they tried to attack him. When he took Luoying from Black Ice sect, and took Yangzhu and them from Peihai, he would take them all to Mou City. Thinking about this, Yemo felt more and more grateful to Jing Yingli for providing him with his idea of coming to the tournament. Ning Qingxue was embraced by Yemo's strong arms and felt the familiar sense of Yemo. She had completely forgotten what she was going to say to Yemo and just cried. The unbearable feeling of loneliness and that helplessness in the world finally left her. She found Yemo her husband. No matter what happened, she didn't want to leave him again. She wanted to cry loudly and say, "I finally found you." But she couldn't form a complete sentence. She felt the tears she had shed these few days were more than she ever had in her life. She finally understood now that, after all, she was a woman. All her emotions were expressed in tears. not words. She believed Yimo would understand her. Don't cry, after things here are over. I will take you to pick up Luo Ying as well. We'll never separate again. Yimo's heart ached to see Ning Qingxue like this. Ning Qingxue had thousands of things to say, but she couldn't say anything. All those past hardships had turned to dust. It was her aspiration to be with Yimo forever, and now she was finally in his arms. The people below the stage all realized that this girl who charged up actually knew number 1 Pill King Luo Xiaoma. But they didn't expect the two to publicly embrace each other. If it wasn't that Yimo was the number 1 Pill King, people would start hurling curses already. But even if people did that, Yimo and Ning Qingxue didn't care. The joy and excitement of reunion was even greater than the joy of getting first in the tournament. Qiu Shui from Green Pill Sect finally realized why Yimo asked about the South P State 10 beauties. He and Ning Qingxue were this close. Xianxia saw her master hug a woman who charged up the stage and also felt surprised. But when she saw how Ning Qingxue looked, she immediately praised her master's eyes. Even the prettiest girl in the Pill City wasn't as pretty as her. Although she didn't dare to express it, but she was scared in the depth of her heart that Jing Yingli would become her master's wife. Jing Yingli was good, but she felt her master should get a pretty wife. He has such an emotional side. I feel like I'm beginning to like him a bit, Jing Yingmeng suddenly said. Jing Yingli didn't seem to hear this and just sat there. Zhen Hain, who was very worried before, saw that her disciple was this close to Luo Xiaoma and immediately rejoiced. But she remembered that Ning Qingxue said she had a husband. Was that husband Luo Xiaoma? Thinking about this, Zhen Hain broke out in a cold sweat. She not only forbid Ning Qingxue to mention her husband and also tried to force her to marry into Lightning Cloud Sect. If Luo Xiaoma blamed her, even the ethereal Immortal Pond wouldn't be able to protect her. Suddenly, the elders and even the vice sect leader came to her. Elder Qi said happily, "Congratulations, Hain. Your disciple is actually this close to that Luo Xiaoma." Before Zhen Hain could reply, another disciple reported, "Master, 2 elders from Golden Sword Sect and Heaven Star Sect have come to visit." At this moment, Yu Qichao suddenly flew onto the stage and said to the hundreds of thousands of audience members, "The Pill King tournament has finished and the rankings have come out. We will announce the top 10 in a moment." Yimo heard this and patted Ning Qingxue before pulling her hand and bringing her in front of Yu Qichao. He bowed and said, "City Lord Yu, this is my wife Ning Qingxue." Ning Qingxue knew Yu Qichao, of course, so she collected her feelings and bowed to Yu Qichao too. Yu Qichao smiled. "What a perfect match." Then, he asked Yimo, "Is your real name Yimo? You came from the North Far State and are the creator of the spirit-weaving pill." Yimo replied humbly, "Yes, due to issues, please forgive me." Yu Qichao waved his hand. "It's fine, I understand you. If you came to Pill City for me immediately, you would be able to see your wife earlier. But this way is good too. It let me know of the great prodigy of the Pill Dao world. Yimo, take your wife and have a seat on the side. Let me announce the rest of the things." Yimo nodded. He knew that this meant that Yu Qichao wanted to help him deal with his troubles. He was very grateful to this Yin City Lord. As for coming to Pill City straight away, Yimo never even thought of it. He didn't even know about the Pill City in the South Peace State. Plus, he started running away as soon as he came to South Peace State. He didn't have the mood to ask about other things. If it wasn't for the 2 nascent soul state cultivators from the Hanliang Empire, he wouldn't even know about the Truth Fall Palace, nor would he see Jing Yingli. If he didn't encounter Jing Yingli, he wouldn't know about the Pill City. Yimo took Ning Qingxue to the contestant area. Large amounts of Pill Kings and Pill Masters immediately came up to greet him. Yimo returned the greeting too. It was beneficial to know more people at this place. Plus, these Pill King and Pill Masters all had their own power factions. Qin Mushin finally realized that when Yimo rejected her, it wasn't an excuse, but he really had a wife. His wife was this pretty, clearly a level better than her. Qin Mushin soon cast these thoughts aside and came up to Yimo greeting. Mushin congratulates Martial Brother Yi on getting first in the tournament. I really didn't expect Martial Brother Yi to be a heaven grade level 7 Pill King. Even the North Far State doesn't have a level 7 Pill King. Before Yimo could reply, she looked at Ning Qingxue and asked, "Martial Brother Yi, This martial sister is? Oh, this is my wife Ning Qingxue. Yemo introduced Qingxue. This is martial sister Qin Muxin who came over with me from the North Far State. She's a pill king too and is now the core disciple of the Heartless Valley. Ning Qingxue spoke with Qin Muxin while admiring her looks. Zhou Qian suddenly walked up to Yemo and said, "Your current power is indeed a little bit better than me, but this is your first and last time to beat me. Those who I surpass will never be able to beat me for the second time." Zhou Qian lost, but he could take defeat. He said this and left before Yemo could reply. Yemo smiled and didn't argue with him. If it was before he saw Ning Qingxue, he might say, "Will you die if you don't act cocky?" But now he felt that was pointless. Zhou Qian thought like this, but he did the same. This time, the difference between them was the smallest. As time went on, the gap would only get greater and greater. Eventually, Zhou Qian wouldn't even be able to see his shadow. No one knew the power of the three-birth chant more than Yemo. No matter how good Zhou Qian's heritage was, he would be no match for him. Yu Qichao walked up to the stage and said, "This Pill King tournament has concluded. This tournament not only showed us prodigies like Luo Xiaoma and Zhou Qian, but also showed the power of the South Peace State. Everyone knows that the number one of this tournament is level 7 Pill King Luo Xiaoma. That's right, he's a level 7 Pill King, a real level 7 Pill King. Now, I need to reveal his true identity." Everyone fell quiet at this. Everyone knew that Luo Xiaoma was an solo cultivator, but what other identity did he have? What if he wasn't an solo cultivator? Many cultivators had prepared spirit herbs for this newly risen level 7 Pill King Luo Xiaoma to concoct pills. If Luo Xiaoma's origin was too great, for example a secret core disciple of a 9-star sect, what should they do? Many smart cultivators looked at Ning Qingxue and thought she was from the ethereal Immortal pond. If they couldn't get in touch with Yemo, then they could suck up to the ethereal Immortal pond. Thinking about this, all these cultivators looked at ethereal Immortal pond but found that it was already filled with visitors from big sects. Heaven Star Sect, Golden Sword Sect, Fusion Joy Sect, and even 9-star sects Heaven Demon Sect and Magic Wind Valley. Yu Qichao nodded and said loudly, "Luo Xiaoma's original name is Yemo. He's a solo cultivator from the North Sand." That's right, everyone already guessed that he's the creator of the spirit-weaving pill. He's the first pill king to use Spirit Sense pill spell and create a new system of pill concoction. Yu Qichao couldn't keep talking as the scene was filled with the exclamations and discussion of everyone. Such a young level 7 pill king was already unheard of, and this pill king recreated the Heaven Glory pill in 3 days. Now he was also the creator of the spirit-weaving pill. How many cultivators would benefit from the spirit-weaving pill? Heaven Glory pill was precious, but even without it, people could make it past Golden Core State. But spirit-weaving pill was different. Cultivators from Qi Gathering to Body Condensation State all needed it. Although level 4 spirit pills weren't much help to Body Condensation State, it was still better than nothing. Everywhere, there were countless cultivators each year who had injured soul or spirit sense. Most of them were low-level cultivators. But now with the spirit-weaving pill, they wouldn't have such worry. That's why this pill was a pill that benefited the entire cultivator population. No one wasn't grateful for the creator of the spirit-weaving pill, Yemo. It could be said that knowing Yemo was the creator of the spirit-weaving pill, his fame reached the peak. There was no more doubt anymore. No one doubted about Yemo recreating the Heaven Glory pill. Some cultivators with injured soul and spirit sense were in tears. They finally saw the hope of cultivation again. No one laughed at them. Everyone knew that not being able to cultivate for a cultivator was equivalent to death. Yu Qichao suddenly said loudly, "As the city lord of Pill City, I hope everyone can support Yemo push the spirit-weaving pill across the entire South Peace State, across the entire Luo Yu continent. Let the spirit-weaving pill benefit all the cultivators in Luo Yu. Those who want to target Yemo and harm him, I just want to say that this will be trying to fight with the Pill City, fight with all the cultivators in the cultivation realm. Support Yemo, support Pill City, support Inu City Lord. Those who dare to harm Pill King Yi are trying to harm us. Who is it? Who dares to harm Pill King Yi? I will be the first to disagree." A chaotic chi swept over the scene when the countless cultivators heard that there would be people trying to harm Emo. If anyone dared to stand out, he would be ripped apart by chi. One could see how much cultivators on Luo Yu continent feared soul and spirit sense injury. The elders of Infinity Sect and Lightning Cloud Sect's faces were extremely bleak. No one said a thing. Ning Qingxue clasped Yemo's hands tightly. She was a little scared, not expecting that Emo would have such popularity. Emo knew that the spirit-weaving pill succeeded beyond thought. But even he didn't expect that when he stood here it would cause such a scene. There was no way he wasn't excited. If he knew that the spirit-weaving pill would cause such commotion, would he not need to come to the Pill King tournament? But Emo immediately shook his head. It would rally the support of the majority of cultivators, but not really those high-level cultivators. Only his level 7 Pill King identity would gather a group of high-level cultivators. If he wanted to stand straight in the South P state, spirit-weaving pill was just a foundation. The level 7 Pill King identity was the guarantee. Emo, you can say a few words. Yu Qichao nodded to Emo. Emo knew that the city lord was trying to bring popularity to him. He stood up and said loudly, "Thank you friends for your love. I will push out the spirit-weaving pill as fast as I can. Those friends who want to buy the spirit-weaving pill can stay in the Pill City or go to my city, Mou City." A year later, Mou City was the dual river city of the Han Liang Empire originally. Now it's my city, it's called Mou City now. Thank you everyone. Emo used this opportunity to promote his Mou City. As for setting up supply at Pill City, it was as a gesture of gratitude. The spirit-weaving pill concoction method was special, but it was nothing compared to the support of Yu Qichao. He planned to give the method of spirit-weaving pill concoction to Yu Qichao. He couldn't start pulling people over to his city as soon as Yu Qichao helped him. So he's Emo. He's indeed extremely talented. No wonder he's the soar into existence person. Shan Bingfeng of Clear Dream Mosque heard this and finally realized why her disciple Ling Xiaoshuang went to Mou City. Emo was famous now and he had the ability to protect himself. The white jade tablet of the South P State Golden Core State Trial Tablet would show his name. Yu Qichao nodded. He was very happy with Emo's words. Although he didn't fear that Pill City would lose popularity after Mou City was built, he was very happy with Emo's attitude. After Emo got off, Yu Qichao said, "Now I'll invite Guantian Pill King to announce the top 10 Pill Kings of the tournament. 3 days later, the cultivators in Pill City can ask the top 50 Pill Kings or Pill Masters to concoct pills for free. The duration is 3 days, you need to supply spirit herbs yourself." Even though people already guessed who the top 10 were, people still anticipated them. Pill King Tournament number 1, Emo. At the same time he also got level 7 Pill King badge. He will become the honorary Vice City Lord of the Pill City and will have the authority of Pill City City Lord. Second, Zhou Qian, awarded level 6 Pill King badge, Pill City Honorary Elder. He will have the authority of Pill City Elder. Third, Su Banchong. While Xin Guanqing was reading this, the level 2 Pill King Jin Qiqi, who said at the Pill Rest Tower that the spirit-weaving pill was impossible, didn't even dare to look at Gu Wenqian. He was slapped in the face but didn't dare to say anything. Those Pill Masters and Pill Kings who supported him before didn't dare to say a thing either. Ji Yaoding remembered that he said he would worship someone as his master if that person could concoct the spirit-weaving pill, but he didn't dare to stand out now either. It wasn't that it was embarrassing, but it was a different story if a level 7 Pill King would even take him in. He wanted someone to bring this up, but no one remembered it. Emo rejoiced though, however. He didn't expect to be rewarded as the honorary Vice City Lord of the city. He had real authority. This was more useful than 100 level 7 Pill King badges. He knew that if he nodded, he would immediately become the real Vice City Lord. But to him, an honorary Vice City Lord was enough. He needed fame, and now he was famous enough. He didn't need to stay here and become a Vice City Lord. He had his own Mou City. Many people immediately came up to congratulate Emo. Emo had become one of the most famous people in South P State now despite of his low cultivation level. This Pill King tournament has concluded. Those friends who want to ask Pill Kings to concoct pills can apply at the Pill Association 3 days later. Xin Guanqing said this, and the Pill City Square responded with a wave of applause and joy. Jiling got up and was about to find Emo, but Yu Qichao stopped him. Brother Ji, no need to rush. He's having a reunion with his wife. 3 days later, Emo will go to the Pill Association. Haha, I understand. Jiling laughed. Emo didn't take Ning Qingxue to leave. He greeted the Pill Kings and then came up to the judge panel and thanked Yu Qichao and Xin Guanqing as well as the judges. He took out his jade card and said to Jiling, "Thank you Qian Bei for taking of MOU at Pei Hai. I will remember it to heart." Jiling laughed. No rush. Have your reunion with your wife first. I will wait for you at the Pill Association 3 days later. Lu Wu, who got up and smiled to Emo. Remember, you owe me one. Emo wanted to ask why Lu Wu who did this, but Lu Wu who dashed and disappeared. Gao He and Jiang Yi all came to talk to Emo. They were judges, but now Emo was a level 7 Pill King and had surpassed them. Zhao Shuntian just wanted to talk to Emo when he received a message. He looked at it and his face changed immediately. He quickly said goodbye and left. Emo knew now wasn't the time to get revenge, so he didn't stop them. Yu Qichao smiled to Emo. Take care of yourself. Remember to come the Pill Association 3 days later. I will go greet my sect and then I'll leave with you. Ning Qingxue finally calmed down now. Although her master tried to push her to the Lightning Cloud sect, it was still her sect. When she first came to Ethereal Immortal Pond, without the protection of the Ethereal Immortal Pond, there would be nothing of her left. Emo nodded and took Ning Qingxue by the hand as they headed quickly towards the Ethereal Immortal Pond. The Ethereal Immortal Pond was filled with the high-level cultivators of the big sections. Clearly, they knew that Emo and Ning Qingxue would come here. As soon as Emo came, there were all sorts of invitations and greetings. Ning Qingxue's master looked awkwardly at all the people greeting Emo and didn't know how to go up and talk. But Ning Qingxue came over and bowed. Master, I've found my husband. I will leave with him. I can't go back to the sect. Thank you, Master and the sect, for your help and care. Yes, naturally. Zhenhain didn't know how to reply to Ning Qingxue. Elder Qi on the side grabbed Ning Qingxue's hand and said, Great. Qingxue. It's great that you were able to find your husband. Of course you need to go with him. No matter where you are, Ethereal Immortal Pond will always be your home. You can come back at any time. Then, she looked at Emo and asked Ning Qingxue, This is your husband, Pill King Emo, right? He's indeed a dragon amongst men. Ning Qingxue knew that the elder said all this because of Emo's status, but she was still grateful. Thank you, Elder Qi, I will remember that. Emo could tell that they treated Ning Qingxue decently before, but they were all this polite mostly due to him. But even so, he was grateful that they offered Ning Qingxue protection before he found her. Qingxue, I will take you to see someone. The reason I came here was due to her help. If it wasn't for her, we might not be able to see each other yet. Emo was planning to take Ning Qingxue to see Jing Yingli. He was very grateful to her. My sister left. She said she will find you 3 days later at the Pill Association. Jing Yingmeng said uncomfortably while watching Emo and Ning Qingxue. Emo felt a little sad. He wanted to tell her to go back with him. She clearly knew that he came for her but left. Clearly, she wouldn't live back at that small yard of Xianxia. Emo wanted to call out to Gu Wenqian and Xianxia, but found they were already surrounded by cultivators. Gu Wenqian was full of bliss. He felt his decision was very wise. If he didn't serve Emo as master before, there was no way he would be able to serve Emo as master now. There were too many people who wanted to be Emo's disciple, but only he succeeded. Xianxia, who stood next to Gu Wenqian, had a red face. Since when did those high-up Pill Master and Pill Kings as well as high-level cultivators care about a Foundation Establishment State cultivator like her? Now because her master was a level 7 Pill King, they all came. Emo didn't call the two and took Ning Qingxue back to the yard by himself. When they came to the bedroom, Emo embraced Ning Qingxue and said apologetically, Sorry, Qingxue. I offended the Lightning Cloud sect and Infinity sect, so I didn't dare to contact you. I was afraid. I know. Ning Qingxue blocked Emo's mouth with her lips. She already knew that Emo didn't come for her and Sister Luoying because he had his reasons. She could feel Emo's worry and longing for her. Emo stopped his explanation and carried Ning Qingxue up without hesitation. The temperature in the room started to escalate and Ning Qingxue was already lost in Emo's arms. After this long-awaited reunion, her emotions were all over the place. She forgot about everything as her body shivered and moaned in Emo's arms. Ning Qingxue's soft and aromatic body made Emo unable to control himself. Soft emotions like water, reunion like a dream. The outside world had calmed down now, and there was no more conversation between the two, but this tranquility said more than all the words could say. Ning Qingxue had never slept so comfortably like today. Before, all she did other than think about Emo and her parents was cultivation. This morning, she woke up to find Emo staring at her. She just realized that her dress had been ripped apart and felt a little embarrassed. After she came out with Emo, Gu Wenxian and Xianxia were already waiting to greet their new mistress. Ning Qingxue quite liked Xianxia. These few days, Emo started teaching Gu Wenxian Spirit Sense Pill Spell and Basic Whirlpool Technique. Although the Whirlpool Pill Concoction Technique originated from the Illusion Cloud Sword Technique, Emo felt it was impracticable to teach Gu Wenxian the sword technique. He separated the Whirlpool Pill Concoction method from the Illusion Cloud Sword Technique and formed a unique pill concoction system. Then, he taught that Gu Wenxian. As for Ning Qingxue's cultivation method, he had decided to change it after she reached nascent soul state to a new cultivation method birthed from the three-birth chant, three-birth God water chant. Ning Qingxue was pure water spirit root, but she started cultivation late and wasn't as good as other pure spirit root cultivators. However, that was no problem to Emo. Emo believed that her cultivation speed wouldn't be slower than Su Jingguan after cultivating this. Before seeing Emo, Ning Qingxue worked hard on cultivation, but she felt something was missing. Now that she was with Emo, she didn't have that feeling and her cultivation progress soared. Although Emo didn't have Dihua Beast in her core, he had lots of blue and pills, and that was enough for Ning Qingxue's cultivation. The only pity was that he knew from Ning Qingxue that Luoying was in solitary cultivation. Even so, Emo still decided to see the people from Black Ice Sect when he went to the Pill Association and asked them about Luoying. The second day after the Pill King tournament, Emo was persuading Ning Qingxue to change the storage ring because she was still using the ordinary storage ring he made at Luoyu City. However, Gu Wenxian came in at this moment saying that the sect leader of Lightning Forgery Sect was here. Emo dazed, he didn't arrange for a meeting. With his current status, ordinary sects wouldn't just come up and visit. Emo didn't think much, he became famous to seek protection, not to show off. It was better for the current him to know some more people. When Gu Wenxian brought in two cultivators, Emo immediately remembered the Lightning Forgery Sect and why they came to visit him. They were probably scared that he would look for trouble with them. The Golden Core State Peak Stage cultivator at the back was clearly Huang Yushan. He knew him from the Herb Valley and made him pay the road toll with spirit herbs. Huang Yushan got 3 5-color lotus and he took 2. Indeed, with his current status, he didn't even need to do anything himself to look for trouble with a 6-star sect. But Emo never thought about looking for trouble for them. Even if he did, he would only look for trouble with Huang Yushan, not his sect. Plus, he already forgot about this long time ago. The sect leader was a red-faced cultivator. He was Hollow Spirit State Peak Stage, and he immediately saluted with his fists when he saw Emo. Lightning Forgery Sect's Dong Shenming greets Pill King Yi. I brought my delinquent disciple Huang Yushan to ask for forgiveness. Emo waved his hand wanting to say he didn't care at all when Dong Shenming took out a 5-colored lotus and said, "We don't have anything good. I heard that Pill King Yi was collecting lodi, so we've brought a 5-color lotus, please don't reject us." "This is a 5-color lotus," Gu Wenxian exclaimed. It was just a level 5 spirit herb, but as a Pill King, of course Gu Wenxian knew its value. Emo never intended to take anything from Dong Shenming, but after seeing the 5-color lotus, he stopped his words mid-sentence. Only Emo knew the real value of the 5-color lotus. Emo took it without hesitation. He then saluted with his fists to Dong Shenming. "Sect leader Dong, I do need this indeed, thank you. But accepting this has nothing to do with Brother Huang. I've already forgotten about the things at the herb plane. Don't worry, I will soon go back to Mou City. If the Lightning Forgery Sect needs my help, please come to Mou City. I will do what I can. Dong Xianming rejoiced. He was just coming to ask for forgiveness. Of course he wanted to connect with Emo, but without a special reason a 6-star sect had no right to connect with a level 7 Pill King. But since Emo said this, it meant that he approved of their sect connecting with MOU City. The Lightning Forgery sect was a 6-star sect, but they had 2 body condensation state peak stage elders. However, they didn't have the Kuan filling pill to break through. If they got Kuan filling pill, the Lightning Forgery sect might be able to ascend to a 7-star sect. Realizing this, Dong Xianming didn't dare to waste time. He quickly thanked Emo and left with Huang Yushan. He was going back to his sect to prepare spirit herbs to ask Emo to concoct Kuan filling pill. Luckily, after that, no one else came to visit Emo. They probably all knew that Emo was having a reunion with his wife and didn't want to disturb them. 3 days passed quickly and Emo brought Gu Wenqian to the Pill Association. They were all top 50, so they had to concoct pills for 3 days. Ning Qingxue and Xianxia stayed in the yard to cultivate. Emo. Just when they got to the door of the Pill Association, they were stopped by an extremely pretty nun. Emo was sure that he had never seen a nun this pretty. Not even Ling Xiaoshuang was as pretty as this. The nun spoke again. I'm Shan Bingfeng. You might not know me, but you've probably heard of my disciple, Ling Xiaoshuang. Emo didn't say anything. He didn't need to worry about anyone trying to harm him. I want to chat with you alone. Shan Bingfeng smiled again. Emo nodded to Gu Wenqian and said, You go in first. I will have a chat with this Shan Qianbei. As soon as Gu Wenqian came to the Pill Association, a large group of people surrounded him. They were either sect leaders or, at the very least, body condensation state cultivators. There were no weak or low-status people here, but Gu Wenqian knew that these people were here for his master. Gu Wenqian could only tell them that his master has some temporary business and would be here in a while. Usually, if some other people dared to say this, they would have already raged. But for this new level 7 Pill King, they didn't dare to say anything. They all expressed that they didn't mind waiting. In a room not far away in a pill rest tower, Shan Bingfeng poured a cup of spirit tea for Emo, making Emo even more confused. In Yemo's perspective, she was at least disaster transformation state. But Emo didn't think that she came to him for pill concoction. He felt that she wasn't the type to suck up to people even if they were a level 7 Pill King. Plus, even if he wanted to help her, he wasn't able to concoct disaster transformation state peak stage pills. What shocked Emo even more was that Shan Bingfeng didn't say anything after pouring the tea. She just smiled and looked at him from head to toe, then toe to head. Emo was getting shivered. He suddenly thought of Qin Muxin's master. Did this Shan Bingfeng have the same idea and try to persuade Ling Xiaoshuang to be his wife? But the entire Pill City knew that Ning Qingxue was his wife. There was no way she didn't know. Emo looked at Shan Bingfeng and suddenly thought, if he had to choose, he might choose this Shan Bingfeng rather than her disciple. But then Emo thought, what was he thinking? Shan Bingfeng was a disaster transformation state cultivator. Who knows how old she was? Plus, how could he choose another woman? Shan Bingfeng suddenly said, I called you here not to marry Xiaoshuang to you, nor do I want to marry you myself. Huh? Emo had never felt so awkward before. His face even blushed. He wasn't vigilant of her and let her see through his heart. Thinking about this, Emo collected his thoughts and didn't dare to think much. Shan Bingfeng smiled. It's not that I can read your mind, but that I saw you weren't focused and guessed what you thought through your expression. You don't need to worry. It's normal that you had such thoughts. Emo regained his composure and said with a little embarrassment, I was thinking randomly, please don't mind Chen Bei. Emo wasn't sure if she really guessed his thoughts through expression, but he knew that she must have used some mind-reading ability. Since she already knew, he might as well admit it. But Emo didn't mind. That only happened because he wasn't alert. Shan Bingfeng smiled. If you have a good impression of Xiaoshuang, I can help you with a few words. Emo quickly waved his hand. No, I feel nothing towards her. That was true, he really didn't have any intentions for other women. Shan Bingfeng nodded, seeing that Emo was being genuine. She asked, You've tried the Golden Core State Trial Tablet at South P City? Emo heard this and breathed easy. Yes, I have. But my power was limited and I wasn't able to leave my name behind. Emo said this and immediately knew his guess was right. The person who tried after him must have been Ling Xiaoshuang. Shan Bingfeng shook her head. No, it's not that your power wasn't strong enough, but your power amongst people of the same level is too absurd. Causing the soar into existence white jade tablet to appear. The white jade tablet won't show your name, but now that you can protect yourself, the tablet probably shows your name if I'm not wrong. Soar into existence? Emo frowned. He did see a white jade tablet, but that tablet didn't have his name on it. Did his name really appear now? That's right. The annihilation divine damnation at South Peace State a year ago was also caused by you, right? With this, Emo immediately reacted. The divine damnation when he ascended to nascent soul state wasn't 4-9 divine damnation but 9-9 divine damnation. That was indeed an annihilation divine damnation. Shan Bingfeng looked at Emo's expression and knew she guessed right. She sighed. I've heard of the annihilation divine damnation, but I've never heard of anyone who could survive it. You're the first cultivator I know to have survived the annihilation divine damnation. Emo smiled. I happen to have a few good defense magic artifacts. I was lucky. Shan Bingfeng shook her head. Those who pass the annihilation divine damnation don't do so due to luck. With the appearance of the white jade tablet, it means you're the person to face the great disaster, the great change or disaster of the cultivation realm. Emo was dazed. Did the heavens give him the great task of defending against the disaster of the Luoyu continent? This was a bit too bullshit. He immediately said, Shan Qianbei, I need to face the great calamity of the cultivation realm? Shan Bingfeng's face sunk and immediately said, No, the calamity came because of you. If it wasn't for you, the Luoyu cultivation realm wouldn't face such a big calamity, at least not now. The calamity was brought forward because of you. You did those bad things. It's not a stretch to say you deserve to die. Hearing this, Emo immediately became uncomfortable and his tone also went cold. All I've ever done is fight for my cultivation. I've never done anything morally wrong. Even if there is a calamity of the cultivation realm, what does that have to do with me? I don't dare to take that accusation. Shan Qianbei. Shan Bingfeng realized her tone was over the top. After all, Emo's fame was greater than hers right now, so she subconsciously softened her tone. Think about it. Did you touch some seal or encounter something unexplainable? Emo suddenly thought of that octagonal seal in the all-herb mountain ranges as well as that terrifying space-devouring spirit in the herb plane. The invisible killing force of the Truth Fall Palace Level 7. He even got his mist lotus heart fire in a strange way. It was quite possibly that someone was growing it there. Was the cultivation realm going to face a great disaster because he touched those things? Emo didn't hide things except for how he got his mist lotus heart fire. A master like Shan Bingfeng wouldn't lie to him, and so he didn't need to hide it. Hearing this, Shan Bingfeng indeed frowned. After a moment, she said, My words were a bit over the line just then, but you don't need to blame yourself. I'm experienced in fortune-telling, but it's my master who told me that the great calamity of the cultivation realm would come once the soar into existence tablet appears. If you didn't touch those seals and let those things in the herb plane and killing chi at the Truthfall Palace come out themselves, it would mean that they are fully matured and that would cause an even greater disaster. From that aspect you did something good. It might cause less slaughter, but who knows? Regardless, as a level 7 pill king, I hope you can really contribute when the great disaster comes. Emo quickly said, I will do all I can. Then, Shan Bingfeng said, I suggest you go see Lu Wuhu Qianbei. It will benefit you. Why? Emo blurted out.